Welcome back to some more Fire Emblem Awakening Lunatic Plus. Today we're going to be playing Chapter 20. This is basically the second battle against Walhart after he retreats. You just have to fight him again. If I had my way, they probably would have spaced these battles out. You could have put something in between here instead of doing 2 Walhart battles in a row, but whatever. I just spent 30 minutes organizing my inventory, if you're wondering, because it's pretty typical for me to start stream 5 to 10 minutes early before the scheduled time. Today was the first time in a very long time that I actually started the stream like right at 11. And the reason why is because I've been sitting here organizing my inventory for the last 30 minutes. Hello Simone Lunatic, welcome to the stream. It's your first time making it here in time. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello X, welcome to the stream. Hello Spin, thanks for being here. Excelius dies today. Oh, and Walhart too. Yeah, so I marked out some things on my notes for today as well. On Chapter 4, there's going to be reinforcements that join all across the bottom row, as well as Excelius' group is going to start moving in the middle of the map. On turn 6, the thief is going to escape on the right-hand side. One very interesting thing is that Walhart's group actually does not move until you provoke them. And because there's only one round of reinforcements on this map, and because Walhart does not start moving on his own, unlike the previous map where you kind of have to rush to finish, this is a map where we could theoretically take our time and try to clear everything out. I haven't decided yet how we're going to be approaching this. But I have decided to drink some delicious, nutritious, and healthy water. Okay, so my idea is we have 2 Lock-Touch units. We have Anna and we have Lonku. We want to get Anna into one of these corners and get Lonku into the other corner. Another thing to keep in mind is that this enemy right here has a physics staff that he will drop. So if you can, I actually don't have staff ranges highlighted. 1 second. I can't go into the options right now. I'll do it later, but if you can, you want to try to make sure that you don't leave any enemies injured in the range of this physics staff, because if you do, he will use the physics staff to heal them, and that means less physics staff charges that you will get later. It's not a big deal, but I really like physics staffs in this game. They're very powerful because of how big the maps tend to be and how dangerous it is for your healers to get close to the front line. Hey Duke Nuka. This chapter was pretty intense on your first playthrough on hard mode. Yeah, in my opinion, this is one of the more intense chapters in the game. Hey Bush Ranger, Mr. Bush Ranger, good morning. Hello Charmander, you're catching today's stream. You think it's a surprise stream, says Bush Ranger? No way. No way you think that. I've streamed every single Saturday at the same time for the last 8 months. This is like my most regular stream time. And by the way, all of the things that I've been going through for the last couple of weeks, I would say are pretty much, I would say in the coming weeks, my schedule should go back to normal. So we're going to start seeing regular video releases again. You can get a longbow here, by the way. You're going to start seeing regular video releases again, and yeah, hopefully we have time to do some other things more regularly, because the last couple weeks have been pretty tough on me, but it is what it is. Oh, YouTube didn't notify you? Yeah, they do. Yeah, I know, they really don't like sending out notifications. Sometimes you'll get them like 30 minutes to an hour late. Okay, so we have to decide exactly what we want to do here. I'm thinking, typically, honestly, trying to punch through the center is usually pretty difficult. What can be really useful is capturing one of these corners, just like go all in on the bottom right, or go all in on the bottom left, and then you can move from this corner and kind of use this as your staging point. The bottom right corner tends to be better because you want to catch this thief on his way back out of this door. He won't escape until turn 6, so you have plenty of time. But you have to be in a position where you can deal with Cervantes on turn 4. You have to be able to deal with the reinforcements that are coming on turn 4. You have to be able to, kill the thief on his way back out on turn 6. And then if you're gonna do a boss kill and you're gonna clear the chapter that way, then you also need to make sure that you can get into this top left corner before turn 4, because the best 2 items are actually up here. The items over here are pretty much just going to be resold. The good items are actually over here. I'll tell you exactly what they are. Top left is This is a second seal and a Dragonstone Plus. The second seal you can actually use. The Dragonstone Plus you can sell. And then top right is a Beaststone Plus, which you're just going to sell usually, and a Spirit Dust, which you're just normally going to sell, although not always. I actually have a lot of stat boosters saved up, so if we're having trouble on this chapter, I can start stat boosting some of my characters. I have not done any testing, unfortunately. I just didn't have time during this week to do it. I had a lot of stuff going on. Yesterday, I made a post that in the Discord. I was like, do people want me to do some practice runs and refine my opener before the stream, or would people, prefer if we figure out things together on the stream? But I made that post like an hour before Millie gets off work on Fridays, and so it was a really dumb question because there was really no time there was no time for me to do any practices. So we're just going to figure out things together on stream today. It's probably been about 2 years since the last time I played this chapter. Am I going to turn Libra and Anna into sages? Turning Anna into a sage would be worth it if I could get her to level 10, but she's just not there. Turning Libra into a sage would probably not be worth it. It's not going to change his magic score that much, and he is pretty good with axes, and he's not really a combat unit anyway, so changing him into a sage wouldn't really change anything. It would just, in fact, it would actually make him worse because it would give him E-rank tomes. Whereas with Anna, I would definitely do it to boost her magic score, so that she could rescue from further away. I put a rescue staff into the hands of every single character who can hold one, so we're going to have about 20 rescue uses. We might have to blow through all of them to get through this chapter. Our main goal is going to be pushing on the right-hand side. So to that end, I'm going to start putting all of my characters close or near the right-hand side. I'm going to have to put somebody here too. Whereas my backup and support characters are just going to be all the way on the left-hand side. Tricky part is, okay, this should be fine-ish, fine enough, especially with a Lucina pair up. So let's put Lucina over here. Okay, you're going to switch with your partner who is over here. And then everything looks okay. We should be able to clear out these 4 enemies without any issues based on this opener. The problem is going to be getting ready to intercept these guys right here. The best case scenario would be if we can clear out these 4 enemies without using Saria, because then we can set her up over here to clear out a few enemies on turn 1 enemy phase. Hello Vibi Cooley, welcome to the stream. Charmander's being sarcastic. Snow Warning says, you finished this chapter yesterday. You wish you recorded the final turn, it was great. Yeah, this one tends to be really intense on the final turn. A lot of times, most of the times, I don't actually get all the chests. Most of the times I just end up over here on turn 4, and I'm starting to be pretty overwhelmed. So what I do is I just punch a hole through the enemies, and then I bait Walhart out. I get him to run over here and attack my characters. And then when he, after Walhart has been drawn out, I just basically go all in on killing him. Which, by the way, we're going to have a much harder time doing that this attempt, because last time we had a Celica's Gale for Sario to use, and this time we don't have that. So it's going to be much harder to get our boss kill threshold. We might need to do something like having Saria or someone else weaken him, and then having a second character finish him off. It might be that serious to get rid of Walhart this time. And also Wolfberg has 1 to 2 range, which means it's much harder to fight him safely. So yeah, there's just a lot of considerations, and he has 62 attack as well. His stats are actually the same, but he's much stronger because he's holding a better weapon. Bushranger is asking about emulation. I don't know exactly how much I'm allowed to say, so I'm not going to answer that question, unfortunately. Let's just assume that I'm playing on a magical 3DS. I think green is less than 40 HP, and blue is higher than 60 HP. And then this blue-green color is between 40 and 60. For the colors of the HP bars. And then a lot of the enemies tend to have these purple-red HP bars, which are over full. Oh no, sorry, the enemy HP bars are just a different color in general. Alright, so I actually gave Noe a hammer this time, which will be God, these guys are so unstoppable. Alright, every single one of them, oh my god, every single one of them on the right-hand side has counter, perfect. Perfect. If I do something like this and I try to bait in attacks, how far does this guy reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He won't reach me. This guy I think will though. 3, 4, 5, 6. Here. Actually, he will not. So let's start with this. The reason I'm doing this is because if we don't get the kill, if we don't get this kill, we'll still be okay. Also, let me check to see how much damage I actually need. 44. I'm gonna have to bust out the calculator today. I feel much more comfortable using the calculator today, so it's gonna be a nice, slow game. Okay, so we're gonna do 36. It's gonna be on 38 HP. So if Longku can do 38, that's 32. Oh, I'm trying to use a bow. With the 2 attacks from the silver bow, I can do 40 damage, so then I only need 1 dual strike from the hammer to secure this kill. So I think that's the way to go. So with this, we only need either 1 dual strike, 1 crit, or 1 lethality proc. And we can get rid of this guy, although let's see which one's more difficult. This one's actually... Is this one better to get rid of? Probably, if Longku can take this, it's better to let him take this, because he's not going to do anything else this turn. What did we say we needed? 32? No, that's not right. Yeah, the silver bow is just enough, unfortunately. It would be cool if we could use the blessed bow, because then we could heal afterwards. Anyway, this is better because Longku has a good chance to dodge, and if he takes this hit, then nobody else has to take it. Perfect, we got the dodge, and we got the crit. And we got 2 crits, in fact. Cool. Save the hammer charge. Okay, this guy's going to be a problem. We need a physical attacker, or a dual striker to get rid of him. Might actually be a good idea to send Longku here, while we've got him. And we have a nice safe space for Olivia to stand. So this one's going to be a lot more tricky. That hammer helps for sure. Okay, cool. Got rid of that guy. Now I would like to do... Does she have a hammer? Why does not she have a hammer? Oh, because I only have 2 hammers. I feel like I'm gonna have to send Saria over to the right side. I just don't see any other way. Well, let's start with this. Because we could, in theory, if we can set this up properly, we can trigger Galeforce here. That's certainly not going to do it. That could do it. Does he have any way... Do we have any other effective weapons available? Somebody has an Armor Slayer, right? Yeah, Lucina has it. And her partner is blocked currently. Should have thought about that. Alright, well let's send... Oh no, her partner's not blocked. Okay, we can do this. Armor Slayer just 25. If we do this, we're probably not going to get the kill. If we do, it's even better because then we trigger Galeforce. Okay. This is going to allow us to set up for the next turn so that we can fight this guy with the silver axe. And he does not have counter. And with this, we can set up a situation. Yeah, we can set up a situation where we can weaken this enemy, and then someone else can come in and finish this enemy off. Nice. Okay, now we can trade. Oh, in fact, we don't even need to trade because she triggered Galeforce. Even better. Is there any way we can get someone with a 1-2 range weapon into this spot that can also survive against both of these enemies? First, let me see if Lucina can survive against both of these enemies. 55 plus 47, that's a lot of damage. That is 102 damage, minus 24, minus 24. That's 54 damage. She actually takes that as long as none of them double her. Which they definitely don't. So we can actually put Lucina here. We can parallel falchion this. Now, if possible, I'd like to also set up somebody over here who can fight both of these enemies. That's 47 plus 55. Someone with 2 range. Some with specifically 1 to 2 range, in fact. That's actually tough. It basically has to be Saria. But we want her on the left-hand side. Well, maybe we don't. What if we just leave somebody in this guy's range? Instead of trying to do a full sweep. He can do 38 with a bow. You're probably talking about some of the math that I was doing earlier. When I get caught up in doing the math, I don't really look at chat until I'm done doing all of it. Alright, so we've got a couple of options. We can either put Saria somewhere over here and try to sweep a bunch of these enemies. It would basically just, honestly, it would basically just be this guy, because the one behind him has, well, he has a bow. So we could put a character here. So we want a 1-2 range character here, and a 1-2 range character here. The problem is, this guy has Rex Caliber, and this guy has a bow, which means we can't use Sumia in either position, because she'll get hit by effective damage. I mean, maybe, I doubt she takes a Rex Caliber, right? No, for sure not. That's way too high base damage. And anybody else, I feel is very unlikely to be able to actually take 2 attacks. I mean, maybe here. Oh, you know what we could do? We could use our Galeforce, potentially. Before I do anything else, first of all, hello Delta Brainwave, welcome to the chat. You're actually playing the same level right now. That's awesome. Before I do anything else, I'm actually going to check these enemies in the center. I think they aggro immediately, but I'm not 100% sure. So we want to look at a hero with a silver sword. Hero with a silver sword. Not this one. Oh, hold on a second. This warrior will not move until someone is within range of at least 2 of the following. Him, the nearby warrior, or the 2 nearby sages. So these 6 enemies here actually don't start moving yet, unless I intentionally bait them out. Or if I attack them, then I trigger their aggression. I kind of want to trigger their aggression, though. If I can set up something. Oh, you know what I could do? I could also use Lisa. Possibly, it's not very likely, though. I doubt she takes a Silver Axe and a Rex Caliber. Rex Caliber probably, well, her res is not even that high either. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I doubt she takes it. Actually, getting our support units over to the right-hand side might be tricky. Yeah, I kind of need to get rid of this guy. I hit him for 40 damage. 40 damage, 2 chances to crit, or 20 damage. I need a dual strike for sure. And then I probably need to use the Katarina Bolt. Okay, cool. This is going to aggro these characters here, but it's also going to allow me to enemy phase this guy by himself. How in the world am I going to get Libra and Anna out of here? I could have them rescue each other. If I go here, I rescue Libra, then I can have Libra rescue him. It's kind of a waste of a rescue staff. Okay. This guy's counter, right? Yeah, but if we stand at 2 range, he has to use his bow. That's kind of what we're banking on here. Which means we can use Noir for this, probably. Yeah, we'll even double him. So I want to set that up. So in that case, we're going to be, if we are going to be doing that, then we're also going to be doing this. So let's just do this while we're here. Let me calculate how much damage she's doing to these guys. Or how much damage they're doing to her. 55 plus 47. Neither of them have Luna, right? No. Okay, 55 plus 47 is 102 minus 27, minus 7, minus 16, minus 1. She takes 51 damage. She'll be fine. Are they going to attack her, or are they going to attack... I feel like they'll probably actually prefer to attack Lucina. I don't think this is worth using Nosferatu, because I'm going to survive for sure. Now how much damage am I doing to them? 47. 27 times 2. I kill this guy. The problem's going to be him. I'm going to deal 18 times 2. I'm going to deal 36. I'm definitely not going to kill this guy unless I get a dual strike. Which means I'm going to want a powerful dual striking weapon. So that I can actually hit pretty hard. Okay, I feel okay about this. And then we're going to set up this pair here. I could possibly... Yeah, I can't get these two out of here unless I use the rescue staff to chain them. It's fine, it's a little bit of a waste of gold. Yared, welcome to the stream. Greetings, Ellery. How are you? How art thou today? I'm doing pretty good today, actually. Doing pretty good. My brutal summer is almost over. Probably one of the worst summers I've had in years, but it's finally almost over. So, Walhart got lucky. He survived to enemy phase and fought Noir, who would have done 0 damage to him. But then Noir said, "Lunatic, plus Vantage, plus Vengeance, plus Crit, plus Recruit You later." Let's go. Hey, Anfaresi, welcome to the stream. Let's go. We're defeating Walhart with this one. I really hope so. It'd be cool if we can beat this first try, because I did not get any practice attempts during the week. Which is pretty nuts. Okay. So, we're going to go here. I'm just going to go all in here. I want to train my axe rank. Okay, let's just go all in, because we want to get rid of this guy if we can. Okay, is there anything else we can do here? So if I go here, staff, rescue, Anna. Now Anna is going to grab him, staff, rescue, Libra. Now I pull Libra back over here. Now I'm very strongly considering the merits of having Sumia kill one more enemy, and then I can rescue her back to safety. Which enemy was the most problematic? This guy's going to be an issue later on with both Aegis and Pavis. What about him? Can we reach him? Because he has counter, but he'll fight at 2 range anyway. Is there any chance we can beat Cervantes, or at least start chipping him down now? I mean, I can fight him without dying. If I get rid of him, it's a pretty big deal. And if I just injure him, that's also fine. If I injure him, then I can kill him with Galeforce on the next turn. Yeah, this just means I don't have to deal with him later. Rescue you back over here. Now we're going to have a lot of characters with low HP on the next turn. This would be a great turn to use the Fortify Staff. I usually sell the Fortify Staff, and I did on this playthrough. But if you're the type who keeps the Fortify Staff and you want to use it, this turn right here would be a great turn to use it, because you really just don't have a lot of actions to waste healing all these. You're going to have a lot of characters on low health, and you're just not going to have a lot of actions left to, like, you can waste healing all of them. Because you're going to be getting attacked from so many sides, and you have to get out of this corner. Yeah. So if you keep pushing up this corridor, you don't really need to worry about all of these enemies. I mean, you can fight them, but they're basically, like, these enemies are going to start moving down and right, and you can start moving up this way, and as you can see, there's actually not that many enemies up here. Like, if we get rid of... hold on a second, let me just make sure I highlight everything that's a threat. Oh, also, I want to do something else, too, while I'm here. I want to highlight staff ranges, which I don't normally do. But the reason I'm doing it is because I want to be able to see this guy's staff range. So this staff range here, if we can not fight inside of his range until we're ready to pick up the rescue staff, that would be great. Anyway, because this attempt seems like it's going to start going somewhere, and we've got things off the ground, I'm going to highlight every enemy on the map. That way I don't make any errors later on. And then I'm going to trust that the wiki is correct in the fact that Walhart does not move unless you attack him. I hope that's true. Typically, when I played this map in the past, I always thought that Walhart started moving, so I tried to go pretty fast. But if that's true and he actually doesn't start moving, then we can kind of take our time. We can fight all the reinforcements if we want to. Anyway, what I was trying to say was that if we can clear out just these few enemies... Let's see, who else is threatening? Oh, it's these two. If we can just clear out these enemies, all of this space over here will be safe. So we can create a safe zone over here. This is one of the biggest things about Lunatic Plus, is creating safe zones for your units to stand. Once we've created a safe zone, we can start chipping away at the map from that position. So we're going to use our Galeforce characters to bust through here. Neither of these guys have Vantage, so we can just... we can do this. I should be able to hit this guy with... I'll have to use a Silver Lance, it's fine. It's a little wasteful, but I can hit this guy with a Silver Lance. Get him out of the way. Now I have an opening where my other characters can move through as needed. This would be a great enemy for Sumia to take care of. She can take 23 damage. We're using her HP as a resource here. We're going to allow her to take as much damage. Nice. Get her health really nice and really low. We could even have her potentially fight one more enemy, but we'll save that for later. I would love for Lucina to take out this guy. She can take 32 damage. She can kill him guaranteed with the Parallel Falchion. I don't see any issues with this. Nice. Okay, now all we have to do is make sure we get rid of this guy and this guy, and then we can start moving our units up here while preparing for the next enemy phase. We could probably have... See, the problem with using Henry or Lisa here is that I probably need them to use a staff, but I could use Noir for this. So have her go here. Either her or Severa. Keeping Noir in the lead will give us better movement on the next turn. In fact, we can even go like this. Get our sword rank up. This will give us better movement on the next turn while also keeping an injured unit in the lead so that we can heal them. Is this guy the only guy who threatens this square? He is. Interesting. He has Rexcalibur, though. So I want to put a character here who can fight against Rexcalibur. I could have Cynthia end her turn here and use the Recover Staff to heal one of these characters to full. I'm not going to commit to that yet. What I could do is... Oh, she doesn't quite reach. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm probably going to keep Saria over here and have her fight as many enemies on this left side as she can on this turn. Havarg and Long can make it. He can make it here. We can get rid of this guy safely using Long Ku. And this is actually a good investment because Long Ku has the highest chance to dodge against an enemy who's using Luna. And if we fail to kill, it's okay. We can have someone else move in and pick up the kill. Plus, we can also trigger lethality. Okay, we didn't get the dodge. We did get the kill, though, so it's better than nothing. Man, I would love it if I had the Fortify Staff right here. That would be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm either going to leave Lucina here, or I'm going to use Cynthia to heal somebody. What does her matchup look like against this guy? She actually takes this, and she very likely kills in response. In fact, she's guaranteed to kill in response. That's very tempting, although this guy... Okay, this guy's not the guy with the longbow. This guy will not turn around and attack us either, so actually all of this space is safe too. And I don't want to run up and kill him because actually I want him to open the door and open the chest for me. Let's see. Hello, Universal Man. Welcome to the stream. Great content. Thank you very much. Snow Warning, you're a fan of the Fortify Staff. It is the staff equivalent of Galeforce, giving you multiple actions in one turn. I never really thought about that way, but you're 100% right. That's very, very, very true. I'm going to use... here. Here. Now this could potentially let me consolidate 2 actions into one. 44. He won't kill me. I can stand here. I can heal Long Ku. While also enemy phasing this guy. And gaining support points for my Henry-Lisa pair. Which also means I can do this. Now I can have my other staff users freed up to do other things. I don't know what that is yet. I don't know what that looks like, I don't know what that is, but it exists. Okay, I would love it if Saria can fight all 3 of these guys. Then we'll check to see if she can also fight this guy, although... Yeah, okay. 55, 42, 47. That's 144. That is 59 damage. She actually takes that without using Nosferatu. So if I stand here, if I stand right here with Nosferatu equipped, I should be able to sweep 4 enemies this turn. I am not going to fish for dual strikes because I want to get as much Nosferatu healing as possible. Let me see how much damage my Nosferatu does. Yeah, this is smarter. Nosferatu healing. Okay. I think I want to... honestly... just get my other units into a better position, and while I'm here I can also do this. This will allow me to use Anna's action to heal. Unpair my characters so I have more actions next turn, and then heal everybody to full. Okay, now Saria should be guaranteed to survive here, considering she survived against 3 enemies without Nosferatu. With Nosferatu, she should be able to survive against just this many, although that guy not dying just kind of screwed me over. And that's going to change these guys to engage us at 1 range. Although the other guy now, he just can't reach me, so that kind of sucked. I just wasted a Nosferatu tome for no reason. Because this idiot right here moved into this spot and then didn't die. I could have planned for that, though. That was just a failure of planning. Okay, it is currently turn 3, enemy phase. On the next turn, enemy phase, we're going to get reinforcements who are going to appear along the bottom row. And this group up here is going to start moving all at once. For that reason, I would like to clear out as many enemies in this group as possible, while also setting up an enemy phase sweep against as many of these enemies as possible, either this turn or next turn. Hey Sothis, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Had a great morning. Summer is finally coming to an end. Some other bad stuff that I was dealing with is finally coming to an end. I'm doing fantastic. How's everybody in here doing? I'm going to actually start a poll as well. Who's your favorite main unit from our current team? Sari is definitely a big one. She's been a huge player since she joined. We even got her to the point where she's taking the lead instead of Robin. These two are still more a little bit like backup. They kind of just help pick up kills. I would say Lucina's kind of borderline. We'll see if we have a space for her. Longku is definitely up there. He's one of our best killers. Sumia would be another one of our best attackers, and then yeah, I guess the remaining one would be probably either Cynthia or Lucina. I wonder which one of these is actually more powerful right now. It's actually kind of a toss-up. Let's just do this. I'll actually just include the pairs in each pairing. These are like our 4 primary units that we've been using for this playthrough, and we're going to be using for the rest of this playthrough. We have our Zarya Robin pair, Sorcerer with Hero for speed and defense. Hero, I think, is one of the only classes, maybe the only class that gives speed and defense. We have Longku with Noe. Assassin with Wyvern Lord is just a fantastic pairing. They both give each other exactly what they want and what they need from each other. It's just fantastic. Sumia Crom, she's basically just like our main, or our first Galeforce attacker. And then these two kind of form our new Lucina Cynthia. They're forming our new like Galeforce unit. Okay. We should be able to do a repeat of what we did last time, which is get guaranteed kills with the steel bow. Nice dodge. Beautifully done. That triggers Galeforce. Now we can use Cynthia for whatever we want. Considering all of this territory is going to be safe, we can also potentially have Lisa move in to do something. I don't think she can take a spear. She might be able to kill Cervantes, though. That would be pretty clutch if true. She can, actually. She can guarantee this kill. Can Henry do it? That would be nuts. He actually can. I think it's time for Henry to pick up a kill. Especially because we have this one-use Katarina Bolt. Like, what are we ever going to use this for? If not for this. Honestly, I'm loving it. Let's do it. Full level for Henry, too, and that's going to get him Vengeance. Finally. Look at his speed. It's so low. Okay. Got rid of that guy. I'm not too concerned about these enemies right now. They're pretty slow moving compared to what's coming in the future. This guy really ruffled my feathers. He basically screwed up our entire plan. The squad. What's my favorite pairing with Libra? Oh, that's a really good question. The thing is, for Libra, I tend to use him as a staff utility character, so I don't really pair him up that often. But if I was going to use him as like a primary character, and if I also wanted to think about like his options for children, one really good thing he does, and let me check Surin's Forest because I want to make sure that I'm speaking correctly here, but I'm pretty sure this is right. So let me check something really quickly, because I believe there's something that he does which is a little bit special as a parent. That's not going to work. Let's go with... sure. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he does. He passes down Dark Mage, which there's not actually a lot of fathers who do. The only ones who pass down Dark Mage are Henry, Libra, Robin, and I think that's actually it. Yeah, so when you're building Generation 2 Nosferatu tanks, Libra is one of the only fathers who can do that. And in my opinion, I actually think this is more powerful than... I think the Dark Mage fathers are more powerful than the Galeforce fathers. I think passing down Dark Mage is like that important. Because it's a lot better than Dark Falcon as a class to end in, and not every character needs Galeforce, especially like your enemy face tanks don't really need Galeforce anyway. So he's really good as a Dark Mage father. Who would I pair him with specifically though? Let's see. It's kind of tricky. I'm kind of overwhelmed. There's just a lot of information in front of me right now. And like I said, I don't typically use him in that way. Yeah, I'd have to think about it more. I'd really have to think about it some more before I could come up with a great answer. I'll leave it on the table for now. Maybe I'll make a video about it in the future. Assassin Wyvern Lord is a match made in heaven. It's very wholesome that they give each other what they need. Yeah. And I like the Lonku Noe pair up anyway. Henry just clutched. He's locked in today. You've done Sorcerer, Libra, Inigo in your latest run. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I could see that working too, because you can getting Soul on top of Nosferatu can help with like even more consistent, like even more tanky enemy face sweeps. Alright, I'd really love to fight this guy this turn if possible. That's actually probably going to be tricky though. 10 movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I cannot get there. Maybe I'll try to do something with that in a future turn. This guy right here is really frustrating me. Let me use my rescue stabs this turn. I wasted 6 Nosferatu tomes because of that idiot. Actually can't guarantee this kill, but I'm pretty likely to get a dual strike though. How hard does Flux hit him? 36. Okay, I just have to Flux him one time. Got it. Okay. Now I can use Libra and Anna to pull both Robin and Olivia back up here and use them to set up something else on the next turn. Can Lonku get up there? No. Okay, we'll use Lonku for this then. We can either get rid of this guy or potentially this guy, because we should be able to do something about his... We should be able to do something with the Armor Slayer here. Either the Armor Slayer, the Hammer, or both. Yeah, this works. You just have to dodge an attack. I wasn't super likely to hit us, but it's okay. Oh, what weapon does Lonku equipped? Bronze bow. Yeah. Okay. Now, in theory, I could actually use Cynthia's action to pull Noe here. I don't like the fact that she would be faced. Oh yeah, this guy's counter, so that's not gonna work. We can't. If this guy was possible to enemy phase, because if this guy didn't have counter, we could set up a thing where we use a rescue staff while standing here to move Noe here, so that she can enemy phase this guy. But it's not gonna work. Maybe this one. Silver Sword. If we can switch over to our Lance. The problem is we need to switch up our inventory on these two characters. Yeah, it's not worth it. This guy having counter is really annoying to me. Cynthia has not acted yet either. So we could do this. 33. We're going to damage ourselves a little bit, but I think it's worth it. And if we crit, we just kill anyway. Okay, I can use her to heal somebody, or set up an enemy phase action. Potentially here. Longbow. Oh, that's brutal. Well, actually, we can enemy phase against the longbow with Crom. I don't love doing that though, because it makes it so that Sumi is not in the lead anymore. I don't know though, because if we don't enemy phase this longbow guy now, we have to deal with him next turn. The other problem is this thief. We have to make sure that we're moving our characters in a direction where we can intercept this thief on his way back out this door in a few turns from now. We could enemy phase the guy with the tomahawk, but we're not going to deal very much damage to him. So I don't know if it's even worth it. I actually feel like I want to do this. Rally here. Go like this. Longbow. Rally speed will not make up the difference, right? It's +4. Yeah. So either way, this guy's not going to double me, and I'm not going to double him. So there's no reason to rally speed here. What is probably worth it, if I don't have enough staff uses at the end, what I could do is just end my turn next to Crom and use a healing item. I'm wondering if I have Saria fight this turn. Problem is the two that I don't want to have counter are exactly the two that have counter. Okay, well with that in mind, I can actually do this. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense, in fact. Yeah, he has Aegis counter, by the way. This is 68 damage. +5. $73, that won't kill. What about... I guess I'll just use the Silver Axe. The hammer charges are starting to get very valuable. So I'm trying to avoid wasting them whenever possible. Okay, good. Okay, so we got that kill. Now I can just do exactly what I was going to do anyway, which is use these two to rescue these two. That's also going to get them closer to the front lines, which they're kind of falling behind now anyway. So I definitely want to pull these two closer to the center. And then Olivia, I guess here's fine. God, I love the rescue staff in this game. It's so interesting. The way it works is so interesting. Alright. I'm gonna go into the convoy here. This is very tricky though, because these characters do not have infinite access to the convoy. So whatever I put away now, I'm not going to be able to get back later. At least not easily. But I really need to heal. Is this worth an elixir? Probably not. What item would I be okay with putting away? Probably the Superior Lance. It's basically the same thing as the Silver Lance. Yeah. This also allows me to end my turn next to Crom. Good for support. Dual Strike helps. Interesting. Okay, triggering the longbow guy actually does not trigger the other enemies. We did get a physics staff there, but that was not necessarily the limited charge physics staff. It should have been this one. No, it wasn't that one. It was this one here, yeah. This one's fine. This physics staff's fine. We just don't want this guy right here to use his physics staff. Alright, this is the turn where every enemy in this group is going to start moving, and we're going to get reinforcements spawning across the southern border. So what I'd like to do is set up an enemy phase sweep that's going to allow us to clear as many enemies from this group as possible as soon as they spawn, while either staying out of range or preparing to fight enemies that are going to spawn along the southern border. In my video, I recommended pairing Libra with a Pegasus Knight to create Cynthia. Cynthia, do I still recommend doing that? I mean, it's probably a good pair up. Yeah, I don't remember which video that was. Was it in the team building video? Hello, LS Main. So this says you had a pretty good knob with Libra as the dad. Libra Lisa for strength and magic. Henry Olivia for more magic for Inigo. He has high magic. Owain has high magic stat, being Owain's son. Lisa Libra is pretty good because you can pass down Dark Mage access to Owain, and then you have Vantage Vengeance. Delta Brainwave says Walhart started moving for you when you came within range of the enemies near him. Yeah, he starts moving when you're in range of any of these enemies here. Like these 5 have linked AI. And maybe this guy too, I'm not sure. By the way, give me a second, I'm going to turn my phone off. Sorry, one second, I just want to check if they set the date for this yet. It's Sunday, September 14th. Okay, that's about a month from now. No, it's not from the bikers, it's from my sister. It was from the pairing video? Yeah. Oh, the canon pairing video, I see what you're talking about. His canon pairing is Cordelia, which basically just means that they build supports at a faster rate than it compared to anyone else. Hello CJXD, you beat Lunatic Plus for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it's thanks to my videos. Lunatic Plus is way more accessible than you thought, and you just wanted to say thank you. Thank you as well for watching my videos and for coming to the stream. And for enjoying a game mode that I really love. Yeah, I really love Lunatic Plus. I feel like it has been massively slept on. Alright, there's something we need to confirm. We need to see how much territory these enemies at the bottom are going to cover. So, there are going to be generals, sages. The sages are going to have the furthest reach. Probably. Sages with Arc Fire, Arc Thunder. Heroes with Tomahawk are also going to have pretty far reach. So we're looking at pretty much enemies with 6, 8 range attacks. We're looking at enemies with 8 range attacks spawning along the bottom of the screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this right here is the dividing line. If you want to be 100% safe, just stay above this line right here. As long as you're above this line, nothing should be able to hurt you. If you're trying to be maybe a little cheeky, what you could do is try to stand like right on this line and prepare to intercept a specific enemy who has a 2-range weapon. The problem is, it's very so some of the chapters, the reinforcements are very well documented, like where they come from. This chapter isn't really like that. There's not really good documentation on exactly where the enemies are going to spawn. They're pretty vague. It just says like the southern border of the western corridor, but like that's like any of these here. Like there's 4 different enemies who appear down here, and it doesn't tell you which enemy starts in which square. If they listed them in order from left to right, it would be very useful. But unfortunately that's not documented, so I don't know which enemies are going to spawn in which square. So I'm probably just going to try to stay above this range, or park a character on this range who I know can survive survive an attack from anything that spawns. Like for example, I could use Noir. I could just like put her here with a bow equipped, here or here, and then anything that can target her is going to have to do so with a 2-range weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like right here can only be targeted by a 2-range weapon. So whatever spawns here, she only has to fight one enemy, and she only has to fight them at 2 range. We could also do the same with Lisa. Scary thing about Lisa is that if an enemy spawns with like a Tomahawk and Luna Plus, it might be able to one-shot her. Especially if she's not on full health. Oh my god, really? That's mandatory. Okay, we have to be a little careful about this guy now. He's gonna go here, here, and then he's going to escape. So we have to start securing this region right here if we want to stop this thief from escaping. This guy does not have counter, that's great. I wonder if we can snag him on the way back out. Something like this. Oops. With this guy having counter, it's actually a pretty big priority to get rid of him. And then the next priority would be getting rid of enemies with overlapping ranges. Like these two right here have overlapping ranges, and this guy's counter anyway, so we absolutely want to get rid of this guy. So we'll get rid of him next. Question is if this pair can do it. It's not guaranteed. It's very likely with the killer bow. I'm gonna go for it. If we get it, it's a pretty big momentum swing. Got it. If we didn't get it, we would just use a rescue staff and reset our position. I haven't really had to do that yet, because I tend to only take like chances when I have like a pretty good chance of success. But at some point in time, we're gonna have a case where we're gonna do something like this. We're gonna mess it up, and what I'll do is I'll show you guys the rescue and reset strategy. FEWOD does have the positions of the reinforcements in detail. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Mandatory bike interruption. Hey, good boy Wonder, welcome to the stream. You recently found my channel and you are loving it so far. You haven't played Fire Emblem Awakening in years. Is Lunatic Plus like a renaissance right now? You remember the info and strategies being pretty scarce back then. So about 2 years ago, I started playing Lunatic Plus pretty seriously with the intention of trying to play it like the way you're seeing right now, like a real Fire Emblem game, not using like the most degenerate strategies and spending like 200 turns, you know, camping in the corner, waiting for all the enemies to break their weapons, not doing like a solo strategy where one character tries to solo the entire game, like playing the game like with a full team, using the tools available, like not grinding, not using spot pass, not using like broken weapons and stuff. And I spent about a year and a half, maybe even 2 years doing that. And once I was done, I just started making guide videos, and I'm generally somebody who doesn't really like to like oversell myself or like brag about my own stuff or like, you know what I mean, like talk myself up. But I will say that when I started making those videos, it pretty much changed the entire conversation about Lunatic Plus. Like I had never seen anyone talking about Lunatic Plus as a serious game mode until after I made those videos, until after I started making my videos. I mean, I'm sure there are people who have played it, but like the widespread consensus was pretty much that the game mode was unplayable and it was really bad. And even for people who like beat it, they tended to use like very degenerate, like very unfun and like boring strategies, and then complain. Like people would use like the most unfun strategies, and then they would complain that the game mode was unfun, and that just bothered me so much that I decided to play the game in a way that's actually fun, and then show that it is actually fun. So that was my plan, and I think I did an okay job at it. Okay, so this guy right here, if we do things properly, we can actually end our turn only in range of this guy right here who has a silver sword and Luna. This guy does not have counter, so if we go like this, here, here, we can set up this kill. Now we have to check and see if she can actually survive a combat against this guy. Nice free longbow. Oh, also we just triggered Galeforce anyway. Very cool. Well, actually, and then we can just manually check. 23 plus 10 would be 33. Yeah, we survive. And we also kill guaranteed. So we could honestly just like end our turn here. We could even use another concoction if we wanted to. We gotta get rid of this guy. I think getting rid of him is gonna be pretty important. Either that or starting to chip away at these generals, because they're gonna be a problem next turn. Like, we could enemy phase this guy. I want to enemy phase more characters if I can, but if I cannot, then I would like to just enemy phase that guy. I feel like Long True No is not going to have a lot to do this turn, unless I can set them up in a position where they're only fighting one enemy. The problem is actually these three guys right here. These three guys are kind of a menace, and I don't really have a great way to get rid of them. Especially because I've used all my Galeforce already. Do they reach? They do, actually. I have to get rid of this one for sure, so let's start by doing that. I might even use the Armor Slayer for this. 23. I'm really going to be relying on like lethality procs. I also have to be careful because I'm going to take an extra 13 damage, which is 37. Okay, we take that. We really want like crits, lethality procs, dual strikes. Because if we don't, that's I honestly feel like it's not even worth risking. I think it's better to do this. Does this guarantee the kill? No. Ruin probably guarantees it. I mean, it's not like a guarantee, but it's like extremely likely. We have to do it this way. Now, I'm considering the merits of putting her over here on the left-hand side. Problem is, we're not going to be able to fight this guy. Like, nobody can fight this guy with the longbow on enemy phase, so we just have to, like, take one attack from him. Or what we could do is put her here to fight these two. Problem is, this guy has exactly Aegis Pavis, which is by far the most difficult skill combination to get rid of on a general. We gotta do this. We need to use the hammer too. Okay. That frees up a lot of territory. Now we need, okay, so she's gonna enemy phase here. We need someone to enemy phase here, and then someone to enemy phase here. And then everyone else needs to get above this line over here. That's a problem. We calculated these guys reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we can stand here. Can we reach Olivia? We can just barely reach Olivia. Pull her back to safety. I don't really want to use long Q for this. Can she take this? 26. Yeah, she can. Problem is, it's better to do the opposite. It's better to do this. I mean, I guess this is fine. We can even use the Blessed Bow for healing, right? Because unfortunately, we won't be able to dodge the attack. Okay, and then we want someone here who can take Rexcalibur. Probably. I keep getting scared that Olivia's gonna get attacked. She's fine. I promise. Okay, we might have to switch this up. I might put Lucina over here. Because she's gonna be much better at dealing with Rexcalibur. And I think she guaranteed kills with a Steel Bow even. She does, okay. In fact, I'll even save a Silverlance charge here. I will get caught up on chat after I finish planning this enemy phase. This is just a really tough enemy phase. I have to concentrate on what I'm doing here, so I don't make any mistakes. This square should only be threatened by him, and for that we can use... Silverlance. We actually have a high chance of dodging too. And probably we can get away with just using the Bronze Bow here. Because worst case scenario, we just kill the guy anyway with a Galeforce attacker next turn. Okay, I have a couple problems here. I don't see how to get Henry to a safe spot. This spot's safe, I think. Yeah, this spot's safe. So I can move Henry here. Go like this. Rally res for this group. Libra cannot get to a safe spot though. Maybe he can. We have to check. If I put Libra here, and I rescue Saria here, it should be okay. I don't want to really waste a Ruin Tome, though. I don't want to, but I think I have to. We want to be here. And then we want to rescue Saria into this position. Unfortunately, we can't trade the Ruin Tome out of her hands, which I don't love, but there's a good chance she might not even get attacked anyway, so we'll see what happens. This turn should be fine. I think there's no risk at all this turn. I think everything that I've planned is guaranteed to survive. If we want the Spirit Dust, we have to go get it now. Not now, but next turn. Very good. This allows us to take some pressure off of us on the next turn. Because we're going to have a lot of enemies coming from both the north and the south now. Okay. There is a very nice, comfortable, safe spot right here. And we still have one more turn to kind of get into position. So what I want to do this turn, I'm going to use my Galeforce attackers to clear out as many enemies as possible to prepare for future turns. Before that, we just hit the 1 hour mark. I'm going to get caught up on chat, and then I'm going to take a quick break to do some CJ says, you understand what I've been talking about lately, how I keep saying that Arms Thrift is overrated. By the time it procs consistently, the game has already thrown so much money at you. Yeah, so there's two things. You can beat this game without ever triggering Arms Thrift a single time. I've done it many times. Many players have done it many times. Now, granted, having more money is good, but if the game already gives you enough money, then Arms Thrift is obviously not a necessary skill. And then the other thing is that it's not even going to be proccing consistently until way, way, way later, and by that time you've already beaten the game anyway. Hello, Good Boy Wonder. Oh, sorry, I read your previous message. I'm reading your new message now. You're just responding to my comment. You said that was awesome. I'm inspiring you to pick up the game again. I've played through it so many times. I just keep playing through the game over and over again. I never get tired of it at this point. Are there any particularly hard chapters after this one? Okay, let me do this for you guys. Hello, Tricky, welcome to the stream. Here are all the chapters in Fire Emblem Awakening. If you want to go to the list and look at the chapters from 21 to 25, you can tell me if you think any of them are hard. When I get back, I will let you know the ones that I think are hard, because I have two in mind specifically. There's like two more pretty difficult chapters after this one. I have to use the bathroom, and then I'm going to come back and we can do some chatting while I do some exercising, because it's been an hour and I don't want to sit down for longer than an hour without at least getting some light exercise. So I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Tricky, you missed the early part of the stream. How did it go? As Snow Warning said, it went pretty fine, yeah. We're surrounded by enemies, but it's not as bad as it looks. What we've really been focusing on is zone control, which in my opinion is like the most important thing to play on Lunatic and Lunatic Plus. We created a safe zone down here for our characters to stand on turn 1. Then on turn 2, we cleared out this zone. Then on turns 3 and 4, we started securing this zone, so that when the reinforcements came, we'd have safe places to stand. And now, even though we're getting approached from both sides by enemies, we were able to kind of open up a zone over here. There's no more reinforcements, and there are no more enemies that are going to start moving unprovoked. So, any enemies like that you see on the map now, they are the sum total of enemies that we're going to have to deal with. There's nothing else you have to deal with on this map other than what I'm looking at right now. So we can basically set up in this corridor here, and we can fight the enemies coming at us from both sides. And if we can do it properly, we should be able to kill everything on the map, and then set up and fight Walhart later when we're ready to do so. We don't have to worry about rushing to get rid of him. We don't have to worry about rushing to get the items. We just have to kill this thief when he's on his way out the door, which is totally fine, because we're aiming to set up a safe place to stand up here in this corner anyway. So Like we already have the stated goal of getting into this position right here, and we can just get rid of this thief while we're moving into that position. Our goal for this turn is going to be to clear as many of the enemies in this group who have either counter with a one-range weapon or overlapping attack ranges, like a guy with well, this is not a great example. I actually don't see any overlapping attack ranges at a glance, but it would be like this guy right here, silver sword with a Bolganon behind him. Like if you have a silver sword with a Bolganon behind it, you want to get rid of one of these two enemies so that you can enemy face sweep without having to fight two at the same time. Delta Brainwave says that Invisible Ties is pretty tricky. Delta Brainwave says Arm Thrift goes well in a Sorcerer build. If you marry Robin to Lisa, you can pass it to Owain. The thing is, Sorcerers can use Flux, which is one of the cheapest, most cost-effective tomes in the game. Like, Nosferatu is expensive, Ruin's expensive, but you don't have to use those all the time. You can just use Flux most of the time, which is very cheap. Yeah, Invisible Ties might be one of the two chapters that I'm thinking of. Let me bring up the list of chapters now. Non-parent logs. Out of the main game chapters, there's one. Endgame's not as hard as it looks. A lot of people struggle with endgame, but as long as you have a brave weapon... Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna sit back down. I was just doing some squats. Endgame is not as hard as it looks. As long as you have one character capable of wielding a brave weapon, you can use Rally Strength from Basilio. You can use a Strength pair-up. You can use your brave weapon. You can basically hit the enemy like 4 times, get 4 chances to crit, 4 chances to dual strike, and it just gives you a pretty high chance of of being able to kill the boss. Anyway, so 5 gemstones. This is the one that has the stupid Mire Tome sorcerers that spawn at the edges of the map. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not actually seeing anything about Mire Tomes here, which is weird. Oh no, hold on a second, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at their skills. Yeah, this is the one with the Mire Tome sorcerers, yeah. So, chapter 21, which we're probably going to be doing in the next stream, this is the one where you get Mire Tome sorcerers, and the annoying thing is that they actually spawn in a location where you can't hit them. So you can't really fight them. The only thing you can do is you just have to clear this map really fast, like you're on a timer. It's kind of hard, but it's really only hard if you're trying to get every single treasure chest. If you're willing to let the treasures go, this chapter's not actually that hard. 22 is Invisible Ties, which is the one that somebody mentioned. I actually don't think Invisible Ties is that hard. This should be the one... Hold on a second, let me make sure this is the one I'm thinking of. Is this the one... Is Invisible Ties the chapter where Crom and Robin start at the north side of the map? I don't think so, because Robin's not marked as a required character. Oh, this is not Invisible Ties, this is Ill Presage, that's why. I don't even remember this chapter. Does not have a lot of enemies. Does it have reinforcements? No. This chapter seems pretty straightforward. Okay, now we're looking at Invisible Ties. Yeah, okay, yeah, so Invisible Ties is the one where Crom and Robin start at the top. I actually don't think this chapter is that hard personally, but like I remember just having a hero Vake just like sweep through this entire chapter. There's not really that many enemies compared to the amount that you have been fighting in previous chapters, and the reinforcements are actually pretty easy to block as well. This one reminds me of Inexorable Death, chapter 17, the one with Pharos, and how it actually, like, if you don't know what you're doing, chapter 17 is really difficult, but if you know what you're doing, you can just, like, move into the fort, capture the stairs, and prevent any reinforcements from spawning. Invisible Ties is the same way. If you, like, this chapter is hard if you don't know what you're doing, but if you do know what you're doing, then you just have this, you basically just have the goal of either blocking the stairs or blocking the forts before the enemies spawn on them. And then at that point, it's very straightforward. There's actually not that many enemies aside from the reinforcements, and you can even leave them unblocked if you want to fight the reinforcements. The one I'm thinking of is probably, yeah, this one. Okay, Awakening. Chapter, what chapter is this anyway? 23? 24? Chapter 24, Awakening. In my opinion, this is one of the hardest of the late game chapters, just because there's so many forests. I just felt like the forests really slow you down, and it makes it a lot harder. It's just any time when you need to spend extra turns calculating like terrain, movement, like how far the enemies can move, how far your characters can move, and like take this for example. Like if I move, like right now it says that this guy can only move this far, but if I move Olivia out of the way, he can actually move further than what it says. And on top of that, now imagine there was like forests in the way, and I had to calculate like, oh, how far can he actually move if he moves over a forest, and there's not a character blocking him. Like, in my opinion, that tends to be something that makes chapters harder. So yeah, that's probably the last of like the really hard ones that I'm thinking of for the late game chapters. We're going to be aiming to get Paralog 5 within the next few chapters. We need to make sure we get excuses for Henry and Lisa to fight together. Tricky says chapter 23 and 24 feels like a last test. I feel like nothing after this, like nothing after chapter 19 is really that hard. Like if you can beat chapter 19, you can obviously beat chapter 20. This is like a slightly harder version of chapter 19, and it's not even that much harder. And in fact, the time pressure is a lot like more lenient. So in some ways, it's even easier. All right, let's start chipping away at these guys. Give me a second. I changed my positioning from what it was earlier. Let me know if you guys, if you're having trouble hearing my voice, if I sound really quiet, just let me know, and I will adjust the setup, because I definitely have taken my setup and moved it. Okay. What I'd like to do is pick up a kill like somewhere in this range. Bow. The problem is this is not a situation where I can afford to reset if I miss it. I could even see myself using the Erica Blade here, just to guarantee this kill. Only problem is, can I actually take this guy's attack? Probably 29 plus 12. 41, yeah, I actually survive. He doesn't have counter, right? No, okay. I'm actually gonna use the Erica Blade here. Just because I need her to trigger Galeforce this turn and from that position. I hate how all the mages have like wind-based tomes, so you can't really fight them with the characters you want to use to fight them. Can I kill this guy with the short spear? The answer is yes. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Nice dual strike. Okay, now I can move her over here and use her. Use Lucina to get rid of this guy. I can kill with the steel bow. Yes. That gets rid of one guy with Rexcalibur. And then we can just rescue her, or in fact, if we get rid of these two enemies, we might not even need to rescue her. In fact, if we get rid of these two enemies, we don't even need to rescue her. Tricky says, or Tricky asks if chapter 23 and 24 would be harder if your rescue staff start to run out while you have a Risen blocking the shop. Now, thankfully, I found a way to get rid of the Risen, but yeah, I mean, honestly, any time during the mid to late game, if you run out of rescue stabs and the shop is blocked, that can be a massive source of strife. In the previous, or a lot of the previous maps are kill boss, so you can end them before getting overwhelmed. Yeah, that's one of the things I bring up all the time whenever people complain about the ambush spawns in this game. I would say, off the top of my head, probably every single map, minus 1 or 2, if it has annoying ambush spawns, it has a kill boss requirement. So typically, the point of the ambush spawns in this game isn't to like gotcha the player and like force a game over, like by tricking you. The point is that you're supposed to kill the boss before the ambush spawns appear, or like 1 turn after the ambush spawns appear. That's the part that people don't really understand. Like they think you're supposed to stand there and fight the ambush spawns, and that's not really what you're supposed to be doing. If she can take a hit from this tomahawk, we might be able to fight this guy. $32. 39. What's 39 times 2? 78. This gets the kill, and she does survive. I'm gonna go for it. If we need another staff use, we can dance for her. We're definitely gonna have to rescue Long Q, so with that in mind, let's have him get rid of somebody who has counter, and then rescue him back to safety. Which is actually none of them? Okay, this guy right here. Yeah, this is fine actually, because he's in a lead position too, which also means that if we remove him now, it's going to allow us to set up enemy face sweeps against other characters. If we either injure or kill him now. I see myself using this silver bow here. We really want a lethality proc or a dual strike. Did not get either of those things. Fine. But that sets it up so that we can actually use counter against him with fewer issues. Okay, Sumia can... In fact, Sumia could kill him and then trigger Galeforce and then run away, which might be the play. It's almost certainly the play. Fortunately, we have to do it from an awkward position. We have to do it from over here. Then how far can we go? Should be fine. With Muse. We're gonna have to use Katarina's Bolt. This Fire Tome won't do it. Okay. Who is targeting this square? It's a guy with a tomahawk. Can Sumia fight him? She can. Okay. So what if we just have her move over here? Problem is we're not going to get rid of this guy easily. The good thing is we're standing next to Robin, which means our crit rate is going to be super high. I feel like we have to Katarina again here. Yeah, that was kind of necessary. Okay, this puts her in a good position where she can enemy phase this guy, and we can potentially put other characters in front of her too. But I don't really want anyone to fight him, so maybe we just leave it alone for now. Question is, can we set up anything on the north side? Doesn't look to be the case. This Tomahawk guy is covering too much territory. This group right here is going to be pretty problematic on the next turn, especially the guy with the longbow. Trying to think if there's any way I can... Can he reach long? He cannot, okay. He could from this position though. Fine. If a Risen goes to the rescue shop, you just have to wait it out, sadly. I found a way to do it, but I don't know for sure if it works on original hardware. I think on original hardware what you have to do is set the clock to like 11:59 p.m. and then wait a minute and let it switch to the next day naturally. And I think that works. That works on a lot of DS and 3DS and Switch games. So that might work for this game. And then you just have to keep doing that repeatedly until the Risen goes away. And if that doesn't work, then unfortunately there's not much you can do on original hardware. You think non-ambush spawns would fill that role better. The more you see them coming, the more you can push to the end chapter quickly. I mean, I'm definitely not going to argue against that point. But I'm just saying, like, the ambush spawns are not as bad as people make them out to be. Especially when you're not really intended to fight them. Alright, every single one of my characters is currently standing in a safe position. My only concern is that I'm not going to be able to set up a good enemy phase sweep this turn. Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of overlapping range in these 4 units. What I would have to do is put Saria here with Nosferatu equipped. She could probably fight these 4 guys, but the problem is the guy with the tomahawk has counter, and depending on which order the enemies move, if they end up body blocking each other, he could end up being forced into a position where he has to stand right next to her to attack her, and then she takes counter damage, which I really don't want. Maybe I send her up here instead. That will also make it so I don't have to waste any more rescue stabs. And it will ensure that we can get rid of the thief next turn without having to use Galeforce. I guess he'll move into a position where one of our characters can just fight him normally. Is this worth a hammer? I actually don't know because I don't know how much damage I'm dealing to this guy. Surely I don't need a hammer to kill this guy. 50. 37 times 2 is 74. We actually just kill him with Flux. A lot of characters badly in need of healing. I could unpair, but I think Riley's feels better here. And even though we know she survives, it's better to heal her up so that she has more HP next turn. Alright, so we're not getting as much enemy phase action done this turn as I would like, which is a little bit of a problem. Because it's going to make the next turn a lot more high pressure. God, we didn't even get that kill. But it's fine because we're setting up a Galeforce kill. Okay, this is actually not bad. This is not bad. We got a little bit lucky with enemy movement. They chose to move towards, like, this passage instead of splitting up and going both north and south. And what this means... Yes, that means we have a lot of safe territory up here. Okay, so we need somebody to go up here and get rid of this thief. That's a great job for Noir. Yeah, this is perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful done. Beautifully done. Okay. The boss is not going to start moving. So as long as we think that we can beat this cluster of enemies before they overwhelm us, we don't have to rush into a boss kill. The question is, can we actually do that? That I do not know. The fact that this guy does not have Vantage is very nice. Means we can do this. We can get a guaranteed Galeforce kill. These guys actually don't technically overlap. These ones I'm less. This guy I'm less sure about. It might be important to get rid of this guy. What's nice too is that if we get rid of him right now, well, he has an axe equipped. We don't have to take any counter damage. And if I fail, I can have one of my, I can have one of their kids. Like, if they failed to kill that guy, I could have had Cynthia run in and get the kill. But because they got him, we don't have to worry about that. Could be a time to get rid of the longbow guy. We can't actually take a hit from him. I might just have Sumia retreat to safety. In fact, she can even do something like this. Yeah, that gives us a lot more options on our utility characters this turn. This might be a good turn to focus on healing and getting ready for the next sweep. We want to make sure that no injured enemies are left standing in this square right here. Which means if we fight this guy, we need to kill him. Which I think we can. Let me just make sure I can guarantee that. 48. We deal 74. We do kill. He's going to deal 55. Minus something. Yeah, we get this. We can guarantee this kill. Can we do anything else with her this turn? No, okay, this is fine. So we can focus on healing this turn. Go here. We're gonna enemy phase, kill this guy, potentially draw enemies in both directions, which is not 100% ideal, but it should be okay. These guys we don't have to worry about till later. We have one more Galeforce action available, but we have to be able to guarantee a kill. 37 times 2 gets the kill. Do we survive? We take 33. We should survive here. Honestly, let's just grab it while we're here. Nice. Awesome. Great time for Aether to proc. Now, because of the way we did that, unfortunately, these two now have an overlapping range. Yeah, they'll both attack this square right here. So the only character we could put there would be someone like Saria, who actually survives multiple attacks, but we just don't have her available because we need to use her on the north side. Definitely see myself using Long for something. Unfortunately, this guy's guaranteed accuracy, so I don't want to use Long Ku, because he would be guaranteed to take a Luna hit. Could be a better time to use a Rescue Staff. In fact, I don't think we even survive against this guy. What we could do is use Long Ku to get rid of this guy. Nope, we don't take that either. I mean, I feel pretty strongly like I'm going to use Long Ku to get rid of something this turn. Either one of these guys. or this guy. Honestly, we don't have a really great, like, chance to get these kills. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna rescue him anyway. Guys, nice for lethality proc. That's the lethality proc I was trying to get for the last 5 turns. Which, to be fair, our chance of activation is about 10%, so it should take us about 10 turns to proc it on average. So it's not like we're doing bad. That just kind of gets rid of an enemy that we don't have to worry about next turn, and we were gonna rescue him anyway, so it's fine. Okay, we can move someone right here. Which is going to be Lisa. Actually, it might be better to have her do the rescuing. Yeah, it's actually better to do this. I could even... I'm not sure yet who I want to Galeforce, so let's wait. Okay, if I can rescue Lonku. This is a little tricky because this is my last rescue staff on Libra, so I have to be very careful here. It might even be better to do this. Because he's more likely to keep spamming rescue staffs every turn. This pulls Lonk into a safe position. I can use my physics staff if I really want to here. And I'll actually just use a heal staff to get Lonku up to full. And then I use my recover staff here to get Lisa back up to full. Unfortunately, we're not going to get any enemy phase action done on the south side. But I think we're fine. I honestly think we're fine. I don't think I'm not feeling overwhelmed at all. The group of enemies we're fighting right now feel less dangerous than the ones we were fighting in the paralog when Cynthia joined. Like, I felt way more overwhelmed in the Cynthia paralog as compared to how I feel right now. I feel pretty confident about our chances to beat this map with like 0 chance of getting a game over. Unless I make a huge misplay, I don't see any way that we could possibly get a game over. Lethality proc. Oh, I forgot to do this, by the way. Oh no, I don't have it. I'm supposed to have an emote for lethality, but I don't have it yet. Because you can only use a limited number of emotes until more members join. There you go. It was still a miracle. Cynthia paralog comes a lot earlier than this. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, comparatively, like, in terms of how confident do I feel that we're going to win, I feel very confident that we're going to win. Nef Champion, good morning. What have you missed today? So we kind of just... I spent about 30 minutes organizing my inventory before the stream, and then I started, and I did some jibber-jabbering, some chatting, some yapping. Mostly just got right into the game, and we've been playing at a nice, slow, deliberate pace, breaking out the calculator, making sure we make all the right moves, and so far it looks extremely likely that we're going to win on the first attempt, which is great news. What's with the green outline? I turned staff ranges back on because this guy right here has a physics staff that he drops when he dies. And so what we want to do is we want to avoid leaving any injured enemies within his range so that he will never use his physics staff, so that when we get it, it has all 10 uses left. Yeah, we turn staff range display back on. I have it off most of the time because it's just a distraction. But for this one, I actually want it, and I actually need it. Okay, this guy is not a huge concern, honestly. He doesn't even have any dangerous skills. I could actually do something like this. Iron Axe, yeah. I mean, he'll hit me harder than I'll hit him, but I don't really care about that. I just want to block him for a turn. The tricky thing is, I want to make sure he's not standing in this range. So I want to stand 1 square behind where Saria is standing this turn. This will allow me to train my sword rank and my axe rank. Potentially trigger soul. Not very likely, but whatever. Okay, I want to move her as far as possible. which is apparently right here. I want to heal her to full, which seems like it will require Anna with the mini staff. Hold on a second, how far can these guys actually reach? They can actually reach her already, which is very scary because I'm more concerned about the ones behind her. Like, these guys, how far did they actually reach? They actually do reach this square, okay. But they don't reach the square behind her, which means I can do... As long as I can get rid of this guy, getting rid of this guy is going to be important. So let me start with that. I can do it with guaranteed with the Silver Lance. Oh, watch out. Do not accidentally misclick. I can guarantee this kill with the Silver Lance. Beautifully done. That makes it so that this square right here should be guaranteed safe. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna dance for her. Who can heal Saria? Maybe we just fight without healing, honestly. Because that's gonna give us better vengeance damage. Like against this guy. That's a much better chance to kill this guy. If we keep our health low, like if we intentionally keep our health low, we're getting much better damage out of it. No vengeance procs. And we left him alive on low health. That's fine. Because that's going to allow someone else to run in and pick up the dual strike kill. We were going to rescue her back to safety anyway, so this is totally fine. We can go like this. He doesn't even have vengeance. What a clown. Bro, you don't even have vengeance. Which skill does Bow Knight get, by the way? Do they get Tomebreaker? No, that's Sorcerer is the one who gets Tomebreaker in this game. Or yeah, Sorcerer is the one who gets Tomebreaker in this game. Bow Knight gets Bowbreaker. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, the staff range display is pretty cool. It's just not that useful in this game because there aren't really enemies that have status stabs in this game, so most of the time you don't really need it on for anything. Here it says miracle, miracle, miracle. This was like an anti-miracle. The fact that Saria didn't kill this guy, she didn't proc vengeance, she didn't get a crit, she didn't get 2 dual strikes. I feel like we were pretty likely to kill this guy, but it's okay. It just means we have to use one of our Galeforce actions here, but that's kind of okay because we have a harder time guaranteeing Galeforce actions anyway. Who makes more sense to use here? I'm actually not sure who I should give the kill to. Probably you. I'm just not sure which one is more likely to be able to kill the guy behind him. That's the question. I feel like this makes more sense. Then we go here. We take this. We kill. If we proc Aether here, it'll be nice. We didn't proc it. That would have been nice. This busts open a passage that lets us move through here, and I want to use this to get rid of the guy with the longbow this turn if I can. He doesn't have counter, that's fantastic. This is another one where proccing Aether would be great. Didn't get it. Now we're gonna need to rescue her to safety. And we need to rescue Saria to safety as well. So let's start with that. Her rescue range is 9 tiles. We probably need to use her to rescue Saria. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we can actually use Libra here. For some reason, I always feel like I miscount them. Okay, hold on a second, because if he's standing here, now this is not going to work. We have to use we're going to have to use Lisa for this one. because other characters just don't have the range. But if I pull Lucina up here, that gets her out of range of any potential enemies. Then I pull Saria up here. Gets her out of range of any potential enemies. Now, Olivia should be out of reach of this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was completely wrong. Olivia is exactly in his range. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, cool. This is fine. I can just use Longfu to recover. That's very dangerous to assume that this will actually work. This is actually tricky. I think actually the safest play is to rescue Olivia. Because if Longfu fails to get that kill, it puts us in a very difficult spot. What we should do is have him enemy phase instead. So I'll take an extra 13 damage here. He'll take 36, he survives. He has pretty good odds to kill, but like I said, we can't really guarantee that he's going to kill. I'm glad I double-checked that, by the way. That could have been a lot worse. Yeah, because he's not guaranteed to get the kill, it's better to enemy phase this. I'm definitely going into the convoy here. Alright, so we should have... I believe we've set up another completely safe turn. Ooh, a nice soul proc when it doesn't matter. And we deal, like, no damage. That's fine. We just wanted to get this guy over here and chip down his health slightly. So that we can kill him with a Galeforce attacker next turn. Okay. Yeah, there was no guarantee that was going to work, and if that didn't happen, we would have been in a lot of trouble because we would not have had enough rescue staffs to get both Olivia and Longfu back to safety. If that guy was still alive. Okay. We've got a couple of problematic enemies. This guy's the biggest one. As long as we can get rid of him, we have a ton of safe space to stand up here. We can even go around this corner and just take the center. So it's not like we're getting forced, it's not like we're getting boxed up into this room. We can just move around this corner and then take the position in the center. The enemies can have Miracle too. I don't think any of them enemies on this map do. There's actually a quicker way to check, but... I guess Sages could potentially have it, but I don't think the Sages on this map do. Let me check. Yeah, no, these Sages are mage-derived, so they spawn... Oh no, sorry, I was wrong. They can spawn with Miracle. Actually, interestingly, they can spawn with Miracle, Magic +2, and Focus, which kind of implies that they've gone through both the Mage and the Cleric line before promoting to Sage. So yeah, these guys actually can spawn with Miracle. What is this 67 we're talking about? Oh, by the way, it looks like people's favorite unit in our current group is actually the Lucina Cynthia core. Probably because, like, honestly, one of the things people love about Fire Emblem is taking weak units and training them to be strong. And we really saw that during this playthrough with Cynthia and Lucina. We struggled with them a lot early on, but they eventually kind of got to the point where they were very usable. Okay, if I do this way, yeah, that's not going to work. This doesn't really guarantee a kill either, though, but it allows us to chip him down. We don't need to use a rescue staff. I don't think we're going to need to use like a bunch of rescue staffs this turn, because we have so much safe territory to stand. We don't even have to fight anything else this turn if we don't want to. The problem is... Yes, okay. I don't think these ranges actually overlap. But they might not move in the order that I want them to. Earlier, when I was calculating whether Olivia would get hit, I said 6, 7, and many neurons Fired rapidly in brain. I still don't understand what you're talking about. Must be a reference to something I don't get. Okay. I don't think there's any way we can just, like, kill Excelia, says there. I mean, he doesn't have counter. Means we can just bop him with the Silver Lance. Yeah, we can actually just kill him. I don't see any reason not to do so. Bye-bye, Exelius. I'm surprised he doesn't die earlier in the story. Really good Bolganon, though. Nice drop. Okay, we can just retreat to safety, and then we can just enemy phase this buffoon. Yeah, I can just have Long Cube enemy phase this guy, although I'm a little scared about this Thor on Tome. I wonder if it overlaps with this guy here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they actually overlap because of this guy having 5 movement. Okay. Can we get rid of the Thoron Tome? I actually can kind of see a way that we could do this. If I go here, I hit him with the Silver Sword. I want to dodge his attack or kill him before he has a chance to do anything. Then, that gets rid of the problem with the overlapping ranges. Then I just rescue Long Ku to the edge of this guy's range, so then we just fight him on enemy phase. And that should work. As long as he doesn't kill me. But I don't think he can. Doesn't feel super likely. Okay. Yeah, this is great. Good excuse to unpair a lot of our characters. And then we rescue Long Ku to this position. This makes it so that this sets up an enemy phase action against the general. And then these two can just fly up here. So that we have multiple actions available next turn. Did a lot of damage. I probably should have busted out the calculator for that one. Oh, that's fine. That's not the physics staff we're worried about. The physics staff we're worried about is this one up here. I am scared, though, because this guy just moved. I feel like if I attack him, Walhart's going to start moving. But if I don't attack him, it's going to cause even more problems. Yeah, if I fight this War Monk, it's going to cause Walhart to start moving. As long as I get out of his range, though, it should be fine. Okay, let's get rid of these two. Since we have to do this, since things are kind of getting tight over here, I'm going to send either Anna or Long Ku up here to get this chest. That way, if we get into a tricky position where Walhart starts moving, we can get this chest like guaranteed before the chapter ends. Long Ku is closer, but I also kind of want him to fight. What is this guy's chance of hitting me? Pretty high, actually. That helps a lot. If there was a way I could rescue and heal him, that'd be fantastic. get into this square here. Problem is I don't think Olivia can reach me. I can definitely rescue him into range of the enemy. That doesn't fix the immediate problem. Okay, let's focus more on clearing these enemies instead. Yeah, this is the smarter play. Don't love the fact that this guy has a tomahawk. I'll have to fight the one that does not have a tomahawk. And I can probably get to A-rank axes here. If I get a dual strike. This feels okay. Even if I don't get the kill, I can bounce a Galeforce attacker in this direction. If I clear out all of these enemies, then this guy won't have anyone left to heal, and he should stop moving. And we can use that to our advantage. I'll have Lisa go this way. She might be able to take a tomahawk. It looks like she can. I could even probably kill him with Thunder Tome. And then again, if I can't, I'll just bounce a Galeforce and attack her in this direction. Okay. This is looking good. We're totally safe over here. We got 2 more enemies left to kill. Plenty of actions to do so. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything important. I don't think I'm missing anything. Alright. What turn is this? Good question. It is turn 9, so honestly we're going pretty fast. The individual turns are taking long, like real life time, because I'm spending time, you know, calculating everything out with my calculator, and talking to chat, getting up to exercise, using the bathroom, things like that. But in terms of like turn count, this is relatively low, honestly. Like, we're not aiming to LTC the game, so... But we also don't... Excuse me, we don't want to spend like 30, 40, 50 turns on every chapter, so 9 turns is like fine, and we're approaching like what would be the end of this chapter. We're getting close to the end. Duke Nuka says, it's like seeing Magikarp turning into Gyarados. It's not to say that either Lucina or Cynthia are Magikarp, but yeah, that's basically what people like about Fire Emblem, and that's probably why the Lucina Cynthia core is in the lead right now. Bush Rangers asks if Excelius has a Siege Tome. No, he just had a Bolganon. And we got it when we killed him. Neff says you hate it when ranges overlap. Yeah, it's one of the trickier puzzles to solve in the game, typically, especially if it's like enemies that you have no way to safely fight them, but then they have overlapping ranges. It becomes a lot more difficult to figure out how you're supposed to engage with that. This guy does not have counter. This guy does not have counter. Okay, in the worst case scenario, we should be able to fight these guys. Something like this. Ugh. Okay, that's fine-ish. If I pair up here, we can hit this guy with the Armor Slayer for 13 damage. That guarantees a kill. Triggers Galeforce. Now we get the Aether proc. I needed that. I needed that so many times on the earlier turns. Ugh. I'm just going to be using the Short Spear here to try and bait in dual strikes. Armor Slayer dual strikes. Or that. Aether procs are really nice too. Against high defense enemies, Aether and Luna are a lot more valuable. This actually allows us to use our action to heal Saria, although I don't know if I want to. Actually, I think I want to leave her on low health, so I can have a higher chance to one round kill Walhart later. Okay, yeah. So I don't want to fight this guy. I want to run away from him. Seems like I can do that with no issues right now. I don't currently see any problems with getting away from him. I actually kind of wish I had a less valuable healing staff to use here. Yeah, I'm actually just going to wait. I'll let Ana heal next turn. Okay, he stops moving, and in fact, he actually goes back to his original position, so that's really good to know. So we don't have to worry about him anymore. Okay, I'm actually just going to take a couple turns to go grab this chest. We're at the point now where we don't need to rush anymore. There's no more pressure. There's no more time-sensitive objectives. I'm actually just going to take my time. I don't want to waste resources. There's no benefit to going... So the cost of going fast is wasting limited resources, and the benefit to going fast is nothing. There's literally no benefit to going fast. So I'm not going to rush. I'm just going to regroup my units in the center and then figure out a new plan of attack. Considering the fact that Libra has not done any fighting at all, I am toying with the idea of turning him into a sage, as people asked if that was worth doing. I'm going to see how much it increases his magic range, because we could get an extra few tiles of rescue by switching him to a sage, depending on what the magic stat differences are. And if it's worth it, I will consider it. I will consider if it's worth it or not, I guess is a better way to get the point across that I'm trying to make. Especially once he hits level 20 and I have to restat him anyway. I'm going to give a... somebody has the meter. Yeah, he has it. I'm going to have Cynthia grab that. And I'm going to have her do a bunch of healing so she can get experience. At least 5 turns worth of experience. There you go. I don't know how much experience it gives, but it's literally just free experience, so I might as well just take it, especially while I'm here anyway. And this item has no other value, no other real use. It's really good for topping off characters who aren't quite at full HP, like right here. And then you just get... Actually, we got 1 point of experience, so... Here's what it is. Alright, so we're going to start picking apart this group next. What I'd like to do is open up with some kind of Galeforce action to get them all moving, because they have linked AI. The reason why I'm not healing Saria is because I want her to have vengeance damage, especially later on against Walhart. Be very careful about these carpets. The color blends together with the enemy attack range thing. Where is... She's up there, okay. I need to hit these two. I'll actually give this one to Lisa. And I want Olivia over here as well. Okay. So, we should be able to pick up some kind of Galeforce related kill. This is tricky though, because the 2 enemies in front both have defensive abilities. Lucina can probably grab this one though. With her bow. She can play around this with her bow. I don't think it's worth killer bow charges. We're either gonna get it or we're not, and we got it. Now we can fight one of these guys. This one is a lot more problematic, so I'm going to get rid of him. Nicely done. Okay. Now I can kind of divvy up these combats in a way that makes sense to me, which is to do this. She has Axebreaker, right? No, she actually doesn't have Axebreaker yet. Let's start grinding her towards Axebreaker. And then this guy here, we could actually have Henry fight him, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure Henry can fight this guy safely. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. There's a way to check too. Does not look very safe. But if we rally speed, we don't have anyone who can rally speed. If we could rally speed, we could have gotten Henry a combat, but it's fine. Lisa works. So Lisa here, Henry there. That's going to give them another combat together. This is maybe going to be enough to get them to the S rank. I can't remember how close we were. We were either 1 or 2 maps away. So this is either the map where we're going to get them to their S rank, we're going to unlock Owain's Paralog, or we're going to get close enough where the very next map it should be guaranteed. While we're here, we'll just move some characters next to other characters. Robin here is fine. Okay, does anyone else need healing? Yeah, Longkeep is badly needed healing. She still has the next now. You had a hunch that the War Monk would go back to his initial position. Yeah, I was thinking he would too, but I wasn't going to say it, because I wasn't sure. I wish I had said it, it would have sounded a lot smarter. Ooh, nice soul proc for basically no healing at all. This is the problem with soul tanks in Lunatic Plus, is a lot of times they just don't really deal that much damage, so they don't actually heal for very much. On top of the fact that soul is just inherently unreliable. No dual strike, huh? This is actually a pretty good kill for Robin. Robin is kind of starting to fall behind on experience because we've been having him in the rear position, letting Sario do most of the fighting. Okay, now we can take our sweet time, moving up this left passage and going to grab the remaining treasure chests. I was going to heal Longkeep, but it's fine. Oh, I did heal him already. Okay, that's why I did. Okay. Got a little bit of more repositioning stuff to do, and then we'll be on with the game. On with the actual gameplay. There should only be one enemy blocking this door, if I'm not mistaken. I always forget that Assassin doesn't boost movement anyway, so it doesn't matter which one of those two I have in the lead. Henry is slow as molasses. Do I think he might be slower than average? He's underleveled. That's part of the problem. He has pretty low base speed. I don't think his speed growth is that terrible though. Let me check. I may be wrong about this. Frederick and Callum are 35. Henry is 40, so he's a little faster than Frederick and Callum. So yeah, and it's more just the fact that he's just underleveled, because like we've been using him as an aura bot. We haven't been using him to actually fight. If you use him to fight, he'll gain levels and he'll gain some speed. He's not going to be a fast character, but like even being underleveled right now, he's only gained 5 levels since he joined, and with Elisa pair up, he can already hit 20 speed. So. And a lot of enemies are like within range, like that's, within range. So he's not unusable. He needs like a speed pair up and like a rally speed to be able to fight some enemies safely. That's about it though. Tomahawk did that fun thing where they roll both Pavis and Pavis Plus. So that's fun. Also, I saw one of the guys up here actually does have Miracle. It's the War Monk. The one with the Physics Staff, too. Does he have a ranged weapon? He does. Let me get Olivia up here. So Henry should be able to fight this one. And he survives too. Yeah, sure, why not? Ooh, nice Vengeance proc for no extra damage. And then we can give Robin the kill, because like I said, I want to get Robin a little bit more experience. So we can switch them, we can rotate them back into the lead when we need to in the future. Because right now, Robin's starting to fall a little bit behind. They're like on par with the current enemies, but you don't want Robin to be on par with the enemies. You want Robin to be stronger than the enemies so that they can sweep. Right now, our Robin doesn't feel like he can sweep. I have to use the hammer for this kill, though. That's fine. Nice. I mean, I guess I probably could have banked on getting that dual strike. You can never be sure. So all we need to do now is loot the remaining chests, and then essentially decide what we're gonna do about Walhart and the remaining group of cluster of enemies. Like, we need to come up with a strategy to pick this final group apart. And the last time I did this chapter, which was 2 years ago, I remember exactly how it ended. I was over here, it was on turn 5 or 6, and the reinforcements were coming up here, and Excelius' group was coming up here, and I was kind of trapped in this corner, and I decided that I was just going to let these chests go and kill Walhart. So what I did was I just busted through these enemies, and I put a character here. It was like in range of like just Walhart, or like Walhart and like one other enemy. I can't remember exactly, but I put an enemy that was like just within range of maybe these guys to draw them out. Yeah, I put a character here, which caused these two to start moving, and it caused these two to attack, but then it also caused Walhart to start moving. And then on the next turn, I just pushed out and I just killed Walhart before I got overwhelmed. But this time, now that we actually have, like, we can just sit here and, you know, solve this puzzle, and basically we can probably kill like 4 enemies on enemy phase, and then set up to finish off the remaining ones on player phase. My concern is this guy right here. I don't know if he would prefer to heal or if he would prefer to attack. I actually don't know. I genuinely do not know if staff enemies prefer to heal or if they prefer to attack. What I do know is that I want to go right here. Go into the convoy, store this, we're going to restock this, that's going to stack those together. And then we're going to grab one of these second seals, and I'm going to see how much magic I get from changing to Sage. It is 2 points of magic. Yeah, it's not worth it. It is not worth turning him into a Sage. He gets effectively one extra rescue range, but he loses his C rank axes, and he gets E rank tomes. In my opinion, that's not worth it, especially because he has balanced magic and strength. So it's not like you're switching, like, it's not like switching him to tomes will allow him to use his better magic stat. He's just using like the same, it's like the same like 20-ish attack power, but just with a much worse weapon rank. All right, we got to get everyone back over to the center again now. I think my goal is going to be to set up enemy phase combats against him and him, or use Galeforce to get rid of them, and then set up an enemy phase combat against like him and him. And then on the following turn I can fight Walhart. Because it looks like, yeah, there's no overlap there. These guys don't drop anything, so they're not a huge concern to me. I mean, I leave some experience on the table if I don't kill them, but that's it. Other than that, I think I just want to get some Galeforce action ready. Who would be the best recipient of this shiny spot? Probably you, because if you get weapon rank or experience, you would be very happy. I got weapon rank, and got D rank swords. That's actually really good. Let me make sure I get all my healing done before I start any further planning. I'm also going to put this item back in the convoy. And maybe pull out a sword. Do I have any D rank swords? I think I have these Elliewood blades. No, those are C rank. I can use soothing swords now. And that's basically it, honestly. Okay. I'll just stick with what I have for now. Okay, so here is my thought. Cynthia kills him. Lucina kills him. Sumia kills him. We retreat with Galeforce. We enemy phase him. And we enemy phase him. As long as he doesn't overlap with Walhart. Which it looks like he doesn't. So my goal is Cynthia here, Lucina here, Sumia here, Saria probably here, and then I don't know who goes here. Does he have 100% hit? Yeah, this guy actually has 100% hit, and he has Luna Plus. It might be a good idea to let Saria fight this guy, so that we can get our HP very low and set up something with Vengeance. But I have to make sure that she can actually survive, or heal her to a level where she can survive. So let's put her over here. Let's look at what she has and what she's risking taking. Where's my calculator? Sorry guys, I have strengths forced over, so I'm not looking at chat. Henry is lucky if he can even double generals. No, he can't even double the general. What is his level right now? Level 5 sorcerer, which means he's only gained 5. In fact, he's only gained 4 levels since he joined. If he can reach level 15 for Tome Fair, he's going to get plus 5 magic. He is not going to reach level 15 anytime soon. What are you talking about? He will get Rally Magic at level 5. That's nice too, yeah. Hello, Mavtato. Welcome to the stream. You hope that I'm having a good weekend. It's actually probably, yeah, honestly, I've had a really rough month. This is the first time in about a month that I've had like a nice, well, a week without any stress, I will say. I still have a lot of things in my day-to-day that, you know, I can be thankful for. There are things about my life that I am happy about, but there was a lot of hard stuff that I was going through, which is finally put to rest. So, okay, 46 damage, -9 is 37. Okay, if we can get her above 37, that would be ideal. Where's the meter? This will put her on exactly 40. Now I get very scared with situations like this, because if my math is wrong, it essentially means I'm going to get a game over, which is quite scary. But if my math is right, she's going to survive on 3 HP, which means we're going to be getting about 30 extra damage from Vengeance procs, which are going to be extremely important. Although I just realized, because he is using Wolfberg this time, we actually probably want to be on full HP when we fight him. Because we can't risk taking Luna Wolfberg damage. In fact, I mean, hold on a second, he's going to be dealing 62 damage anyway. He's going to be dealing 45 damage to her, so we need her to be above 45 HP when she fights Walhart. Did not consider that. Walhart is the OG Lobster King. Alright. With that in mind, well, we can do this. We can fight this guy with these stats. Sumia here. She needs her Crom pair up. Olivia's going to be very important on these next 2 turns as well. I want to have my rally characters all separated from each other, so I can get as many rallies as possible on the next turn. Okay, let me triple check this. He's going to deal 46 damage. -9 is 37. She will survive on 3 HP. Okay, I think we're guaranteed to survive here. This always kills. We go here. This does not always kill. Might be better to use a killer bow here. I want to maximize the chance that we get this kill because we need to trigger Galeforce. I mean, we don't need to. We can use a rescue staff, but still. This will allow us to back up and then unpair, which is going to be very clutch. Okay, now this square is only targeted by this guy right here. We've set up a Vengeance damage stack where when this guy hits us, we'll definitely survive. And then we'll trigger Vengeance and we'll hit him back. We're probably going to have to use Recover on her next turn before she fights Walhart anyway. So let's just go like this. What we could even do is Recover, and then Dance, and then Rally Speed if we need to Rally Speed. But I don't think we'll need to Rally Speed. I think she doubles Walhart naturally. Okay, next we're going to go up here. Would very much like to get rid of this guy. We're probably going to have to use a Katarina's Bolt. I'll use the Innis Bow, and I'll go into the Convoy. Javelin's not going to help us here. Concoction's definitely not going to help us here. Okay, let me see if there's... What's like our next strongest tome with like a good crit chance? Not really anything. We could use the Wilderwind. I don't know about that accuracy though. The accuracy might be too low. I guess it's either this Bolganon tome or it's this Elfthunder tome. I'm pretty sure it's the Elfthunder tome. Problem is the crit chance is a lot lower. We want to get this crit if we can. Didn't even get it. We had to waste multiple weapon charges on that. Okay, I don't know, it's fine. Now we're going to enemy phase this guy. Someone who can take a hit from a Silver Axe. Or dodge it, which is probably Lonk. I should be able to unpair these two. Okay. Sorry. I know whenever I bump the microphone, it makes a weird noise. I can actually do this. This. Put him here. I don't see anything else that I need to do. I can really luck though as well. Might as well. I'll just have Olivia dance. Just to get some free experience. Alright, let's see what happens. Nice dodge. Nice crit. Nice miss. Might get B rank access from that. We got the 10 use physics staff. That's clutch. I'm a huge fan of the physics staff in this game. Hey Poochievert, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? The reason we got survived on 5 instead of 3 is because we used Rally Magic. That gave us 2 effective additional HP. Okay. This Walhart is going to be scary. If I use... Why does the Flux Tome have a higher crit chance than the Ruin Tome? That makes no sense to me at all. Wouldn't the Ruin Tome have a higher crit chance than the Flux Tome? Am I crazy? Oh, no, I'm looking at the hit chance. I'm such a buffoon. Oh my god. I was looking at the hit chance. I was like, why does the Ruin Tome have a lower crit chance than the Flux Tome? Okay, if I stand right here, and I use the Ruin Tome, I have a 62% chance to crit. Multiple chances to proc Vengeance. I do survive, and he won't get soul healing. Can Lonk fight him safely? Because if he can, we can fish for lethality. It looks like he can. Although it's a little scary because 36 plus... $13 is 49. Actually, Slunku dies if he gets hit here. I think we have to use a sword. That should keep us alive. Plus it makes it less likely for us to get hit. Unfortunately, Armor Slayer doesn't work against him because of his personal skill. It's not really a personal skill, but he's the only character in the game who has it. This, we should be able to survive. 34 plus 13. 47. We should survive on 1 if we get hit, and it gives us 2 chances to proc lethality and 2 chances to land dual strikes, which I do like. I don't want to do that first. I want to do other actions first. We also have Olivia available to double up one of our best attackers. So let's start with this. We need to recover. We don't necessarily need to rally speed. Right? We already double him. Yeah, we already double him with our best attackers. She has rally skill, right? If she has rally skill... No, she has rally... Yeah, I might need to use Lucine as a rally skill here. Let me try this. I want to get rid of this guy if I can, just because I don't want to leave experience hanging. I should be able to get this kill, right? Okay. That helps a lot. Now all I need to do is kill Walhart. Who would I rather give it to? Lonku or Saria? I think the optimal play is to have her move first, because that's going to increase the crit chance against Walhart that Lonku has. By moving Saria first, we give a higher crit chance to Lonku. I could also go like this. He has no way of hitting me, but I also can't double him, which doesn't feel very good. So let's do this. If we use something like a Crisis Tonic, Defense Tonic, HP Tonic on Lonku at the start of the chapter, he could have fought Walhart safely using a bow, but unfortunately he has to use a sword because he has 1 less HP than what he needs. I'm going to use a Killing Edge here. And we're going to go fishing for Ruin crits, Vengeance procs after he hits us, if he hits us, and crit dual strikes from the Killing Edge. If we don't get this, we'll fish for lethality next. I just killed you last chapter. Why are you surprised that I'm fighting you? Got a crit. That is 27 beautiful damage. Robin got a crit. That is 27 beautiful damage. He got a Luna... Is that a Luna crit or just a Luna proc? I hope that's not a Luna crit. Oh, nice. We got dual guard. And then 2 regular hits. Okay. This might actually work. His health is low enough now, we can probably give the kill to anyone that we want. Anathema is already active. Yeah, but Hex wasn't. You have to stand right next to him for Hex. Oh, but Hex only affects their Void, not their crit. So then, yeah, then Henry was already debuffing his crit chance. You're right about that. Yeah, technically we should be able to give this kill to whoever we want now, because his health is so low. Which could, in effect, be Longku. Anyway. And we have to hit harder than what we're hitting, though. Or just go with the sword. Or dance for this pair and let one of them get the kill. We could give the kill to Robin. That's actually a good idea. With Robin, like, not having high experience, not having a super high level right now, we can take advantage of the fact that Veteran synergizes really well with boss kills, because you're multiplying the extra boss kill experience as well. Give this shiny spot to Henry. I can actually move Kron here. And then go like this. That doesn't guarantee it. Do we have any weapon that guarantees the kill? I mean, he can't hit me. He literally cannot hit me. But still. Well, I guess, I mean, he can't hit me, right? So, worst case scenario, I just end my turn here and then I give the kill to Longku. Alright, so let me figure out something about... Let's try to find, like, the highest damaging weapon or highest crit chance weapon. So, any swords, 15 damage. Alm Blade, axes, 15, Hector's Axe. Probably that Hector's Axe is going to be the best chance to get the one shot. Because it's the same thing as a Silver Axe, but it also gives you +2 strength. In fact, I'm going to see if I can do it with a Silver Axe. Okay, so now we can deal 16 with the Alms Blade. Yeah, we need the weapon triangle advantage from the Alm Blade, and that will give us the kill. And we'll also see now if we were going to crit anyway. Okay, we weren't going to crit. So that was probably a nice way to do it. I'm glad I solved the problem with the lag, too, so that we can actually watch the animations for the boss fights when it's mandatory. Wow, we got very little experience from that. I'm very shocked. Even with the veteran boost.
My lord.
Yeah, veteran gives 1.5 to the boss kill experience modifier, as well as the base experience modifier. So it's really efficient to give boss kills to Robin. Especially early on, when their level's relatively low. Did they give Walhart 3 Lunatic Plus skills? I don't know, I can confirm that for you right now. His boss data should be... Actually, it's tough because they list his Lunatic skills, but they don't actually say what extra skills he gets on Lunatic Plus. He has Rightful King, Conquest, Prescience, Aegis Plus, and Pavis Plus. So, no. He has Rightful King and Conquest, both on Lunatic. The only thing that he gets on Lunatic Plus is just his Pavis and Aegis upgrade to Aegis Plus and Pavis Plus. He's really not that much more scary on Lunatic Plus. In fact, honestly, like, it would be much more scary if he had an empty skill slot and he could get Counter or Luna. How did I fix the lag? It's really weird, actually, if you set the game to 105% speed instead of 100 speed. For some reason, this just does something weird where it like tries to lock the game into a specific frame rate to make it go at 105 speed all the time. And this causes it to not lag during the combat animations. The only lag you get from the combat animations is if your PC is not able to render the game at 105% speed with all of those particle effects. And my laptop is not really like that powerful, so we still get a little bit of lag, but it's nowhere near as bad as, for whatever reason, when the game tries to run at normal speed, it just like lags like crazy. This is very good. This is very good. This means we're going to be able to do Owain's paralogue. Hey, Henry. Hey-o, need your human pillow again? If you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Of course I don't. You're always so warm and cozy. Thanks for putting up with this all the time.
No.
Hey, it feels pretty nice for me too. Any excuse to be closer to you.
Huh?
Wait, are you saying... I am. Let's get married.
What?
But... What, you don't want to? I thought we were both on the same page here.
Hey.
No, it's not that I don't want to. I mean, I really care about you. It's just, I don't know. You tossed it out there so casually. You didn't even ask. Maybe you could set the mood first? I'm not much of a mood guy, I'm afraid. Unless we're talking gruesome bloodshed. Well, how about this? I did get you a ring. Will that work? That'll work just fine.
Yes, sir.
Alright, here you go then.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, thank you, Henry. I look forward to a lifetime's worth of sweet dreams with you.
Special delivery.
I feel like I am dreaming already. So now we got Owain's Paralog, which is going to appear right now. And I think after we clear that chapter, that should open up. No, it does not actually. Okay, I was going to see if that opened up the path to the spot pass chapters, but I guess not. I can't remember when they become available. I guess it's closer to the end. But yeah, we can do Owain's Paralog. Might even do it today if you guys want to. Yeah, that was a really smooth clear. Hello, Catby. Welcome to the stream. Oh, well, you've been lurking. Welcome, lurkers. Thank you, lurkers. We love lurkers. We're running out of silver bow charges. You think that's a really sweet dialogue? There should be a silver bow here. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna go here.
What can I fix you?
I'm gonna sell some of the crap we just picked up. We can sell... We picked up a bullion, but I don't see where it is. It must be in someone's inventory. We picked up some dragon stones, which also might be in characters' inventories, like Beast Stone Plus, Dragon Stone Plus. We can just get rid of those. Yeah, I'm never gonna use these. The Hammer'n Staff is worth so much more than 1,000 gold, by the way. You can forge like a super weapon for like 12,000 gold, and then repair it with the Hammer'n Staff. So, always worth more than 1,000 gold. Or to look at it in another way, if you can find a way to repair something that's worth more than 100,000 gold, it's worth using. Alright, I think maybe Robin has it then? Because they would be the one that killed, yeah, the boss. And then I'm going to buy another silver bow. You noticed that I figured out Tiki's Paralog. Yeah, we did Tiki's Paralog at the end of the last stream. The DLC chapters, or the Spot Pass chapters, open up on once you reach endgame. Okay, cool. Thanks you for letting me know. You would love to see Owain today, but it's only if I want to. Yeah, I have plenty of free time, and nothing else really to do, and lots of energy. So we'll do Owain's Paralog. Fix a forged weapon, fix your legendary weapons. It's the Hammer'n Staff. Let me just take a second to organize my characters and my inventories and stuff like that. To restock this. I'm a little bit scared about the fact that we're running out of Katarina's bolts, but it is a random item, so you're not really guaranteed to get it, unfortunately. I could give her the Bolganon in place of that we just picked up. I'm gonna do that. What I'll probably do is give her one of these Elfire Tomes. Although I can't remember, I don't think there's any flyers in the next chapter. If there's any flyers, I'll give her a Wind Tome, but if not, I'm just gonna stick with the Elfire Tome. Just because I have a bunch of them, and if you sell them, you get back like half of the cost, so if you just like find times to use them, you get better value out of it. And this feels like a map where we can probably get away with using like just like random fire tomes and stuff like that. This silver bow's probably gotta go. I could probably just sell that, honestly. I'm never gonna find it like a use for like a one charge of a forged weapon. They look fine. I probably have to restock Robin's inventory again now because I put everything away in storage. I need a hand axe for sure. Going edge, silver edge, hand axe. I don't think there's any generals. Let me, you know what, while we're here, let's just go check out the map. See what kind of enemies there are, because I totally forget. And I don't think there's any reinforcements, but I'll double check that while we're here. What chapter is this? Scion of Legend. Yeah, there's no reinforcements. The big thing about this map is just killing all the enemies fast before they can kill the green units, so that you can get rewards at the end. And it's something that I've struggled with in the past, but I think it's not that bad. Okay, there are flying enemies, so I probably want to bring wind tomes. There's not really anything else to deal with effective weaponry. Also, how many characters can I bring? Yeah, see, the chapters where you can't bring Libra and Anna are the ones where I'm struggling, because I don't have a lot of staff users. I actually don't have a lot of magic users in my main party, as you'll kind of notice. I basically only have 2 magic attackers, and like really only, and one of them is one of my staff users, and then one of my other staff users is also another one of my attackers. So it's like I'm really struggling on like staff use and like magic use. Because I can't use these two, I'm gonna store their items, redistribute these rescue stabs, and then if I don't have enough, which I definitely don't have enough, I'll just go buy some rescue stabs instead. So this is why it takes 30 minutes to organize my inventory. You need a rescue staff. Recover. You should get another silver lance. Yes, okay. Short spear's fine. Honestly, I'm probably just going to switch her back to a javelin. I think the reason I gave her the short spear is because I don't have that many javelins. But I also don't need that many. Okay, is anyone else running low on items or essentials? I have another killer bow. I don't. That's a little scary. Try to use the steel bow as much as possible this time. There weren't any mounted characters, so I don't need to bring beast slayers. But I do need to give wind tomes to my magic attackers. Probably more valuable than Flux, for at least this chapter. I'm running out of my good tomes again. I'll bring Flux as well. I'll bring this Arcwind tome, and then the Flux tome. This makes more sense, honestly. Give him the Forged Flux Tome. The extra Elwind. And just a regular Wind Tome as well. Okay, so now she can restock these, because I put the other ones in the inventory. Anything else we need to do? I didn't even need to use those keys. I put them in her inventory in case I needed to use them, but once I realized that Walhart doesn't move, it opened up a completely, way more optimal strategy. Alright, I feel okay. I mean, honestly, this chapter is not going to be that difficult. We're a little bit over-leveled for this. Let me equip skills to Lisa and Henry. What would I want these characters to do? The problem is I don't really get anything, like I'm not inheriting anything from Henry that I want. If I could use him to pass down a rally, it would be awesome, but I just don't have the levels to get him a rally, and the skills that he has are not skills that I would pass down. Okay, here's a question. If I'm going to box Henry after this, would I want to pass down Lock Touch? Or what does Barbarian give on the first tier? I can't remember which order they give their skills. I know which skills they give, but I don't remember which order. Okay, he would actually give Despoil. I could give Despoil to Owain right now by switching Henry to a Barbarian, but it would not be that great. And then Lock Touch would be nice, but I already have Lock Touch users, so I don't need to do that. So unfortunately, there's not really anything that we can do. There's just not anything that he can pass down that's all like super useful. I guess we just pass down Anathema or Vengeance. Well, yeah, Vantage Vengeance, of course. Yeah, we'll pass down Vengeance. Vantage Vengeance. Okay. The problem is I don't think we're going to use Owain because we don't have space on the team for him. I don't know though, because he could fill the role of both a magical attacker and a staff user, which we need. Let's give him... Honestly, giving him Rally Resistance would make sense too. Either that or Miracle. No, he's going to get Miracle. He's going to get Miracle, Rally Magic, and Tome Fair on his own, and Heal Touch on his own, so we're going to give him Rally Resistance. Okay, this is fine. Actually, so funny enough, we actually didn't need to change their skills at all. They're just going to pass down exactly what they already had equipped. Despoil just doesn't really work here, because we're not really going to be using him as a combat unit. We're going to be using him as a staff user, if anything. Are killer bows buyable? Yeah, all of the killer weapons are buyable. Pretty early on in the game, in fact. I can't remember exactly which chapter it is, but around like chapter... It's like right around the chapter 12 benchmark, if maybe a little bit further into the game, you get access to all the killer weapons. There's a shop that sells all of them. One second, I'll look it up. Chapter 20. Okay, it's a little bit further in than I thought. But yeah, they are buyable. Maybe some of the other killer weapons are buyable sooner. That was actually Killer Axe, but either way. Chapter 19 is... Okay, so yeah, Chapter 19 is Killer Bow, Chapter 20 is Killer Axe. So yeah, you can eventually buy your own killer weapons, but you also get plenty in the game. And by the time you can... I'm really sorry, guys. I know that was probably made a really loud noise. I had to move the microphone. By the time you can buy the killer weapons, it's usually better to use silver weapons anyway, because killer weapons are just more expensive silver weapons that can be used by C-rank characters. But if you're doing crit builds specifically, killer weapons will shine, but other than that, you typically want to transition from killer weapons over to silver weapons when your weapon rank goes up, because they're cheaper to use and they have slightly more damage. Yeah, I'm gonna pass down Vengeance, but I'm gonna make him into a cleric. And then I'm just going to grind him up by using staves, and then make him into a sage. That way I have an extra staff user. Owain procs Vengeance very often, even in a physical class. Well, we're probably going to be using him as a magical character, although I have to look at him. Where is he? Where does he start? Oh, right here. His magic is actually higher than his strength, even in Myrmidon, so once we put him over to cleric, he's going to be very... very worthwhile cleric. Yeah, like the enemies in this map are like level 20-ish. So we've been fighting level... I don't even remember what level enemies we were fighting. We were fighting level 28. We were fighting level 28 to level 30 enemies. With Walhart being notably... I don't even know what level that is. It's like level 45 or something. So yeah, we were fighting very high level enemies, and now we've kind of downgraded to like level 20 to level 23 enemies. And they're just less dangerous in general too. Noir's Paralog has a killer bow as well. Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, you can get them from shops in the Paralogs. That's what it is. So this turn, we want to clear out most or all of these enemies. They technically can't reach this guy on the first turn, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they technically can't reach this guy on the first turn. But then you have to kill all of them on the next turn, so it's better to at least set up something where you're like sweeping a good number of them. This one right here is the annoying one. You have to actually kill this guy on turn 1 if you want to prevent this green unit from getting attacked. or possibly killed. But we can do that. We can bounce Cynthia and Lucina over there with no problems at all. Can Lucina reach her from here? Okay, so we'll put Lucina here, Cynthia here. So Lucina's gonna run over, she's gonna pair up with Cynthia. They're gonna run over. They're gonna kill either this guy or this guy. This might be good. Kill this guy here. Although he has physical resistance, which is gonna make it a little bit annoying. Okay, so we'll probably have to kill this guy then. Well, what about Sumia? Well, we can kill him with Sumia. And then our other characters can just like clean up on the left-hand side. Yeah, okay, I can visualize the strategy that we're building here. I can very much visualize what I'm trying to do here. You would go here. You can go here. And then, I mean, technically we also want to recruit this guy immediately. He's 8 tiles away. If we start her here... The only problem is that takes up Noir's spot. We can put her there. It's fine, I guess. Oh, actually, we can just put her here. I didn't even realize that he was in the wrong spot. Okay, this should be fine. Okay, I'm not gonna super plan out the opener, but I think I have something that works here. So, I restocked all my rescue stabs. Yes, I did. Okay, so I go here, talk to Owain.
Huh?
Pair up with him. I will wait and figure out later on what I need to do with him. The next thing we need to do is make sure we kill this guy. And in order to do that, I'm going to go like this. We're going to kill him. He doesn't have, yeah. We're going to kill you. Unfortunately, he also has... Okay, cool. Both of them have the exact skill that I don't want them to have. It's really awesome to know. We can just kill him this way, I guess. Yeah, he actually has a 1% chance to hit us, even with weapon triangle advantage. Crit. Or Aether, that's nice too. Okay, this guy's a little tricky because he does have Nosferatu, which makes the threshold for killing him a lot more strict, especially because he also has Luna Plus, which means he's going to hit me very hard, but I have a good chance of dodging his attack. If I fail to dodge him, I'll just rescue and reset. I also could have procced Aether. Proc it when it doesn't matter, of course. Okay, so now we should have a lot of safe territory to start planning our next moves. None of the green units are threatened. This guy's going to be threatened next turn, though, so we would like to make some headway there if we can. This guy's safe this turn, technically, but we want to get rid of as many of these guys as we can as well this turn. But we also have to get rid of these guys so that we have safe territory for our own units, so it gets a little tricky. This guy will use his Tomahawk at 2 range. I'm not sure what this guy will do. We should be able to kill this guy with Elwind. Actually, Bolganon doesn't need to do it, so... We do need... we're going to need a dual strike anyway, so let's see what dual strike damage we can get. 21, 31, 27... Okay, 21... No, it's going to be 19... plus 30 will not get the kill. 19 plus 23 would not get the kill. Okay. What about 29? 29 plus 30. Where's my calculator? 59. Okay, this will do it. Crit. Didn't matter. Got the dual strike anyway. Okay. We should be able to enemy phase something here. Maybe even him, although of course he spawns with counter. Why would he not spawn with counter? Oh, we can enemy phase this guy though. Well, I'll wait and see who's willing to do that, willing or able to do that. Probably a smarter play would be to have her run up here and get rid of this guy. This should be fine. With the bronze bow. And this puts her in a position to attack one of the wyverns in the top left corner next turn with Owain. It also puts Owain in a position where I can put him here and then have him switch into a cleric this turn by having him stand next to Crom. Do you get items for talking to these guys or for keeping them alive? I can't remember. I can keep them alive and then talk to them, but... Speak to, okay. So if we talk to them, we'll get items. So I gotta make sure I remember to talk to them before the end of the chapter, and I also have to keep them alive long enough to not get killed by enemies for multiple turns. Or I can talk to them so that I don't have to worry about keeping them alive anymore. Let me caught up on chat. Oh, by the way, sorry, and Robin have moved back into first place, power couple. Goth GF moment. He's easily going to be better than Henry magic-wise, so I can just bench Henry if necessary. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, of just replacing Henry with Owain. He fulfills the same purpose of pairing up with Lisa to boost her magic stat, but then also he can use a rescue staff himself. And he'll be a more powerful attacker, and he'll have Vantage Vengeance. Yeah, Walhart being level 25 is weird because he's also well, I guess he must be a unique class then, rather than a promoted class. I'm not sure. Yeah, Fate's enemy paralog levels actually scale based on your progress in the game, and honestly, like, the difficulty of each chapter is kind of all over the place. This one is the one where the levels, like, usually scale based on the join time of the mother, as well as, like, the complexity and difficulty of the chapter, although that's not always 100% true. But it's, like, relatively true. You remember in Modded Awakening, you ended up having to pair Lisa up at endgame, and this map was a cakewalk, even on Lunatic Plus. Yeah, this map becomes easier the higher your levels are, but the lower your levels are, this one becomes a lot more difficult. I mean, that's true of every chapter, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like the extent to which it grows. Like the difficulty and the ease grows. This one is this battle is very much like a level check. Like they're really checking to see what your level is. And if you can keep up with the enemies. Honestly, now that I've done this, I almost want to have Longfu go this way. I can get rid of this assassin. But I have to make sure I can get rid of these guys first, so let's do that first. Oh, she cannot reach her partner. That was a huge mistake on my part. Okay. Well. I can use Henry. Bailed out by Henry. He wouldn't be able to fight anything anyway. Okay, so the question is, can they fight this guy? Yes, but they're not really that likely to kill him. Can they kill one of these guys then? Well, nobody else can really reach the top left, so that's a little bit of a problem that I did not consider. I can use Olivia if I have to. I also have chances to crit. I almost can one-shot this guy with Flux. I probably can with other... Yeah, I can one-shot him with Nosferatu. It doesn't help. I could almost one-shot him with Arcwind. Maybe I use Robin here. Hand axe. Oh, I forgot to finish filling out Robin's inventory. Nice. 'Cause, 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 'cause Silver bow is not really that much better. Problem is we're guaranteed to get hit here. Let's try to bait in Killer Axe dual strikes, maybe. Let's just do Silver Sword. Alright, let's see how this goes first. Okay, we got the crit, that's great, and we got a dual strike crit. Okay, fantastic. That's why you do the risky actions first. Okay, we've got a very small number of characters who have not acted yet. I can actually enemy phase this guy, but I can't reach, so that doesn't work. Well, let me just get rid of him then. Problem is I have to get over here. I have to get over here like within one turn. Okay, what about this guy? I'll fight him. Tomahawk user. Bring it on. How likely is he to kill me? Hopefully not at all. Let me see if they have linked AI first. Because if they do, triggering aggro on him would be a bad idea. The Western ones actually don't move unless you're in range with at least 2 of them. So if I move here, I'm actually completely safe. The guy won't even attack me. Can Olivia get a kill? I'm not sure, actually. You get a fake legendary weapon for Owain in this chapter? Yeah, I never use it. They are expecting you to pair Lisa with someone who joins before chapter 6. I mean, she has okay options. Pairing with Robin is great, to be honest. They're thinking of Gaius as the last possible action. Is Inigo or Laszlo going to eventually be available? Probably not. I can't think of who I would be able to pair up Olivia with. All my male characters are already paired up. All of my male characters are already paired up, so there's nobody who she can pair with. Do I have a rescue character within my reach? I actually don't really have a lot of characters in my reach, period. With that in mind, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. The bottom right corner is very poorly defended right now. But if we can get down there and talk to that guy next turn. Let me test my theory. I'm pretty sure this guy won't attack me if I'm standing at the edge of his range. This will allow me to either go down here and talk to this guy, or like bounce around here and kill some guys with Galeforce. I wish I could have fought some more guys over here, but I just don't have enough characters or enough actions available, especially with having to pair everyone up. Is it worth sending him into the convoy this turn, or is it better to just leave Lisa in the lead? I feel like it's better to just put Lisa in the lead and put her right here. I still have Libra left. Well, we've already grinded Olivia, so Inigo will have like decent stats for his join time, but he's going to be under-leveled and understated. And like, yes, theoretically, he's a good unit once you get him off the ground, but how are we going to do that? We have like 4 chapters left in the game. We don't have any time left to train him. And even if we wanted to, the composition of our team is already very heavily weighted toward physical attackers, so we don't have space for an under-leveled, understated physical attacker that we don't have time to train. So there's not. The only reason to unlock the Inigo Paralog would just be so that we can go in there, fight enemies, and get more experience. It wouldn't be to actually use Inigo. Like we did with Na's Paralog. Like we cleared it just for the experience and the loot, but we didn't actually use her. Like that's what Inigo would be for this playthrough. I could see myself using him in some playthroughs, but just not this one. Okay. I'm very scared of this guy, but I don't think he's going to attack me. If I understand the enemy correctly. Bigger problem is how do we get rid of all these guys next turn? That I do not know. Let's do this. This makes sense to me. Nice guard, nice crit. Okay, so here's the problem. This guy, I believe, has the Mistletoe, but I don't really want the Mistletoe, so, like, is there any real rush to like, getting it from him? I could get a Speed Tonic. Like, I don't really need or want the Mistletoe. So there's no real priority to rescuing this guy. I mean, can you even sell it? I don't even know. Let's check. Let's go to Stern's Forest. Mistletoe. It is worth 0, so you can't sell it. It's just like a decently powerful sword. It's actually more powerful than Balmung. No, that's the real Mistletoe. Where's the fake one? The fake one you can actually sell for 1,000, and it's like a pretty crappy sword. It's like a C rank sword. You've never managed to get the Mistletoe? It's actually not that bad, but I just don't want it, so I don't feel like I need to invest resources. Like, I would have to use a rescue... Let me put it this way. I would have to use rescue staff charges to get this sword, and then I would just sell it to buy a new rescue staff. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, there's not anything that I would use it for. Yeah, and it only sells for $5.25, so it's like... It's worth, like, 2 rescue staff charges. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. The question is, can I get over here fast enough? Because this guy is worth saving. I can get here. And yeah, I was right about these guys. So these guys won't attack unless you get into 2 of their ranges. I don't think I'm going to be able to save this guy, though. Well, maybe I can. If I go like this. Huh, why is my damage so low? I'll javelin this guy. Perfect. And because I put Noe on the top row, if you put a character on the top row, it baits the wyverns into going this way. If they go this way, it's a problem because then they can get in here and kill this guy. If you bait them into going this way, then you don't have to worry about this guy for 1 more turn, which is nice. In fact, I could probably just have Sumia talk to him now and get his item now. That way we can leave him to die later if we have to. This assassin scares me, but honestly, he can't do anything. We just run away from him. Stay out of his range. Okay, these guys are going to be a problem. This guy I've encountered is a big problem. Actually, this is going to be the first time in a while that we can show off this. So we have Lonku end his turn with a bow equipped. Now these guys have counter, but when they attack him, he won't deal any counter damage to himself because he won't attack them because he has a bow equipped. So we can just play around counter by just keeping him with a bow equipped. And he can take one hit from either of them, so they won't kill him. It's probably going to be this guy for something less than 54 damage. And because he has counter Hawkeye, that also means that he does not have Luna, so he'll deal even less damage to us. Can they fight the assassin? 32 speed. We outspeed him, we actually double him. He has 43 damage. Even with Luna, he can't kill us. Can we end our turn on a forest? Yeah, we'd have to do it way out of possession. We can end our turn on this forest. Let me make sure nothing else targets that tile. Yeah, okay. We'll do this. I can even do this. Doesn't accomplish anything, but it's always nice to do stuff like that. Actually, I might have just messed up. No, okay, I didn't mess up. One of the things I like about that is it reminds me to use rallies more often, even in this situation where it didn't matter, so that in later situations, when it does matter, I'll remember to use them correctly and accurately. He doesn't have lethality or anything, does he? No, okay. We should be fine then, right? He's not going to outspeed us. 32 speed versus 38 speed. Yeah, we're going to double him. I don't see any way this goes wrong. They just scare me. Assassin enemies just scare me. Can I kill this guy? Yes, but it's not guaranteed, because he has, you guessed it, the exact defensive skill that he needs to block me. I can kill this one, and then leapfrog over there, using Galeforce. But it also means I won't be able to Galeforce back out, because I'm going to have my mounted character in the lead. I wanted to kill him with Cynthia if possible, because that would allow me to bounce back out with Flight. Nice Aether proc. Okay, so if I understand correctly, this guy won't attack me. But even if he does, it's fine. Although I should have put Cynthia in the lead, that was a slight misplay. Oh, I can still put her in lead, okay. Nice save. So this guy, I don't think this guy will attack me. Now, as long as I talk to this guy this turn, which I can do right now. Perfect. So now, if this guy gets killed, I just lose a speed tonic, which is worth something, but I'm willing to give that up. I should have moved him before I moved Crom. That was a slight misplay. I'm a little worried about this Tomahawk. If I stand here, this guy doesn't have counter. If I stand here, he has to fight me at 2 range. The only problem is it gives a forest to this guy. But only the less dangerous enemy has Luna, which still sucks, but it's better than the more dangerous enemy having it. Yeah, this is a good time to start training Robin. Is that true? Does that actually block him? No, because once she backs up, he's gonna have more space to move. That's fine, we didn't need to save him. That kind of sucks, but it's fine. The fact that Saria almost one-shots these enemies with Flux also means that any dual strike will definitely kill them, even if we just like barely chip them before landing the dual strike. Awesome, 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 awesome. We're getting... This is a good opportunity to get experience onto our less trained characters. Yep, the Lonku strategy paid off. And we got healing as well somehow. Did I have the Blessed Bow equipped? No. How did I get that healing? Oh, one of these guys used a physics staff. This guy physicked me. That's funny. In theory, I could just do the same thing again. Yeah, now this guy can attack me, but I don't care. I can bounce over here. Kill this guy. This opens up Lucina's action. And then these enemies won't move until I'm ready to fight them. So at this point, I pretty much don't have to worry about anything. I can go like this. Kill this guy. I'd actually rather kill... Are any of them particularly dangerous? This guy, yeah, this, okay. So we want to... Actually, I think I want to do this. Go like this. And then here, kill this guy. So nobody else has to fight him because he has counter. Then we go here. Clean up this guy. And then we just have one guy left to fight, and anyone can fight him, so we'll have Robin fight him. What's my least valuable weapon? I guess the Silver Axe. I can fix that. This is the only guy left, right? Yeah. Okay. Stand here. I can grab a bronze sword. And a bronze axe. Perfect. Although I just noticed that he has Pavis, but honestly I don't care. Yeah, I was either gonna crit him or I could have just used Olivia or Owain or Lisa. I had a lot of options there to recover if that didn't kill, but it was also very likely to kill. Okay, go to the convoy. Put this away. You're not going to need that anymore. You are going to need a heal staff, a rescue staff, and that's it. And we're going to make you into a priest. You immediately get res +2, I believe. Behold the scope of my newly awakened powers. One of the great things about this, it's not just that we needed another staff user and we're getting one, but the thing is, with the Gen 2 units, when they join, especially if they're behind on levels, or just in general, they tend to be behind on levels and behind on stats, switching them into a staff using class right away, either by promoting them into Sage, or switching them into Cleric, or promoting them into War Cleric, or, you know, whatever. It gives them the opportunity to gain levels without needing to fight anything, because now he can just gain levels by spamming the heal staff and spamming the rescue staff, which is going to be great for us. And to that end, I'm actually going to leave all these characters alive on low health. I'm going to leave all my characters on low health so that I can have Owain heal them. Oops. I actually want Noe to gain some experience, but I'm a little worried that she won't be able to guarantee this kill. Let me see if she can. What's 34 plus 34? It's actually exactly 68. So even if Lonku doesn't kill here, it'll leave him on low enough health that she will kill him with her attack, so then she won't take any counter damage. One of our next big goals is getting Noe to level 15 so she has Swordbreaker. We currently don't have any Swordbreaker units, so it would be nice to have one if we can get one. So every time we heal, we're going to get 17 experience, at least for now. Nice guard. Oh. Does she have the bless? Oh no, they're still using their physics staffs, of course. They're actually stealing Owain's experience by doing that. But this is fine. We can get him up in levels, and then once he hits 10, we can promote him to Sage, and he will be golden. He already has almost as much magic as Anna. but on top of that, he has Vantage Vengeance and Rally Res and Miracle and Avoid +10. Okay. Anyone else on low health? Just Robin? Okay. I mean, low. He's missing 1 HP. Perfect. I almost wish I had let the enemies kill these last 2 sages so that they wouldn't use their physics staves. I can actually send him over here to grab this shiny spot too. I'm very much not an LTC player. I will take my time moving my characters into position so that I don't have to stop and think about moves that like don't really matter other than saving like slightly more IRL time. But then the IRL time that you use coming up with the strategies to do LTCs just like, ends up taking time anyway. Do I think Brady is good? Oh yeah, I think Brady's great. I think Brady's fantastic. He starts in Cleric. You think paralogs are useful for training the other child units? I mean, even still not really. Like Owain, Brady, like Severa, like none of them can fight the characters in their own joining chapters. That's one of the big problems with trying to train them, is they can't even fight the characters in their own joining chapters. So you have to be pretty, like, I don't know, you just have to be very specific about how you train them. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start setting up enemy phase responses to these characters. So for this guy, we want someone who can fight with a bow, which is exactly you. Although I think Longku would be the better option. So let's put Lonk over here. So we're gonna put Longku here. He's not gonna attack yet. Now, is there any other tile that is only threatened by one guy? I think, yeah, the Assassin. So we want to put someone else up here to trade with the Assassin. Unfortunately, this guy also has Pavis. But I can definitely put someone there. Honestly, Saria makes a lot of sense. Or even Robin with a hand axe. It's actually going to be tricky getting right into position. Maybe I can reach from here. Yes, okay. So we're gonna want Robin here. I'm setting up a very interesting strategy. You can do this when you're breaking apart formations when enemies have linked AI. What we're doing is we're setting it up so that this guy will fight Longku, this guy will fight Robin, right? And then we're gonna have a Galeforce character run in, kill 2 of these enemies, to leave just these 2 alive. So we kill like these 2 with Galeforce, and then we kill these 2 on enemy phase, and we can get rid of 4 enemies on the very first turn when they start moving. Instead of only like standing in range of 2 enemies and then fighting those 2. Or instead of just like attacking one enemy and then backing off, it's going to allow us to get more kills from the start. And in fact, honestly, like with our Galeforce potential, there's a pretty good chance we can actually get a lot of kills. I can't remember if the boss himself moves. We're gonna find out very soon. And I'm gonna have my support characters wait further back. Because of these trees, things get a little bit dicey. It can be difficult to maneuver back out once you get in. Okay. I think I'm okay here. Ruin Tome, that's gonna be scary. Yeah, this is the better character to attack with. Although unfortunately, does not have a great chance of... Okay, no, never mind. We use the Javelin, we can kill him. No, because he's going to proc Pavis, which is gonna cut our damage in half. We can have Lucina kill him. Problem is... Okay, never mind, yeah, even if he crits with his Ruin Tome, it's fine. He'll only deal 6 damage. This will also allow us to put Cynthia back in the lead so that she can attack and then move back out with Galeforce. Can we get rid of this guy? Yes. Nice. They actually can't get away, but it's fine because they'll only be in range of this guy anyway. In fact, we could technically have Olivia dance for them. Yeah, we'll do that just to show off. In fact, we could go like this and rally speed, and then dance, and then rally speed. Okay, so we want to kill this guy right here with Sumia. We can do it with Owain. Technically, we needed a dual strike there. And then we're gonna fly back to safety. I'm actually gonna fly up here. Okay, so Hand Axe is gonna fight him. Bronze Bow is going to fight him, and then we're only going to have the boss and one other guy to worry about next turn. And I feel good. Dual Guard is nice. That means Noe's going to gain a level here, because she got that dual strike. She's getting so close to her level 15 goal. I might try to give her the rest of the kills on this map if we can. It depends on if the boss moves or not. Okay, the boss does move. That makes things a little bit more tricky, but especially because he has a bow. We can't enemy phase him with Noe. We could player phase him with Noe though. Problem is he has counter and Luna, which makes him very, very tricky to fight. Can we rally speed for her? Will it even make a difference? I don't know. I can't calculate right now. It's the end of a very long stream. I'm done calculating. Kill this guy guaranteed, so we might as well do that. What we could do is enemy phase him with someone else to set up the kill for Noe. That's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. And we can, in fact, we can force him to switch to his bow as well. We do it correctly. He's really scary though, he's so fast. Oh, free experience. Okay, let me force him to switch to his bow and also move him into a position that I like. Honestly, I would have liked to move him further to the right. Or sorry, if I could have Robin and Saria further to the right, it would be nicer. Or move him closer, like to where Robin and Saria are, which I actually think I can do. I can go like this. Okay. So, my idea is I want to move him right here. So I want to be standing here. I'm going to unequip my weapon. I don't want to fight him. I want him to attack me. With a bow. Oh, he's attacking the sage. Of course he is. Well, that gives me time to reposition Robin. With this, I should be able to set up a kill for Noe. if I've improved one thing during this playthrough, during this series, it's definitely my rally. Like my use of rally. Before, I barely even bothered to even get them on any builds. I would just kind of get them like if they just happened to be on the way for classes that I was already using, and then even once I had them, I would rarely ever use them. Now I'm actually like specifically planning around getting rallies on characters and actually using them to great effect even. Hello, Mr. Krusty Crust. Welcome to the stream. You think Noe does not like growing speed? I don't know. All of her growth rates are pretty high actually. I'm surprised that her speed is so low, if I think about it. Let me check her growth rates. Her speed growth is... Actually, it's very low. Wow, you're right. Her speed growth is only 30. It is one of the lowest in the game. Why is her speed growth so low? But, like, her growths across the board are high. Like, her total growths are very high. But her speed growth in specific is actually very low. I don't know why I never noticed that before. I think it's just because I always knew that like she has very high growths across the board, so I never bothered to look at her specific ones, her specific growths. We're getting Bowbreaker on Noir and Lucina soon. Neff says, it's too bad I didn't use Maribel because then I could have gotten Brady, and I wouldn't need the second seal to get another healer. I could have paired Owain with Morgan. So I actually was using Maribel for most of the game, up like maybe a little further than Chapter 12, but people specifically voted that they wanted me to use the Gen 2 units, so I had to start benching a lot of my characters to make room for Noir, Lucina, Severa, and Cynthia, because otherwise I would not have used either of those 4 characters. Like, I'm trying to think which one out of these 4, like which one would I have used? Maybe Cynthia. Like, Cynthia's the only one that I maybe would have used if people didn't vote for it. But as a result, they took up the spots that would have been used by Maribel, Anna, and Libra, which would have been 3 additional staff users. So I have 3 less staff users than I normally have, and they were replaced with basically just more physical attackers. So I also have less magic attackers than I would normally have. But, yeah. It's beatable under these conditions. I think I'm honestly doing pretty fine. Alright. Henry, get out of the way. In fact, Henry, stand here. You go here. This is tricky because if I crit him, I could actually potentially kill myself. What about Bo? Bo is fine, but if I crit him, I could accidentally kill him, which I don't necessarily want to do. I guess if I kill him, it's not the worst thing in the world. I'd prefer for Noe to kill him, but if I don't kill him and I chip him down, it makes it easier for Noe to get the kill, which is nicer. So yeah, so now she can get the kill, guaranteed. Beautifully done. Nice boss kill experience too, and another second seal. Once she gets to 15 Wyvern Lord, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, because I kind of feel like Wyvern Lord is her best class, so I don't really need to change her into another class. I could technically put her into Griffin, so she could eventually get Lancebreaker, but honestly, like, Lancebreaker is not worth that much. It's not worth putting myself into a class where I lose access to lances, because I would be locking myself into exclusively using axes, and I think it also changes the pair-up line that she gives to Longku, which could also mess with him. I'm not sure. I'll look into it, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to put her into Griffin. You get swords from this paralog. Ooh, a killing edge that's on sale. And an extra beast killer. And an extra hammer. I actually kind of want all 3 of those things.
Take your time.
The hammer is the one that excuse me, the one that I care the least about, but I think I want all 3. I got the hiccups, guys. Sorry about that. I don't have that many second seals, but I probably have enough for what I need to do. I have 3 energy drops and 4 spirit dusts, by the way. So if I ever get to a point where my characters are like not able to one-shot something that they absolutely need to one-shot, I can basically boost their attack by like 6 to 8 points, depending on which stat they use. On top of tonics and pair-ups and everything else. Alright, well, I do not foresee myself continuing this stream for much longer. Let me clean up here, and then I'm going to think about what I'm going to make for lunch. Oops. Hey Fluffy, welcome to the stream. Does Noe's Dragonstone give her a lot of speed to make up for her lackluster growth? I mean, she's definitely better in Manakete with those extra stat bonuses. The problem with Manakete, though, is that it's like somewhere in between a base class and a promoted class. Honestly, I think Manakete, I think I could make good use of Manakete, and I'm even considering using her in my Iron Man playthrough. The way I want to do it is keep her in Manakete until level 30, and then I can promote her directly into Wyvern Lord using a second seal. And I didn't know that you could do this before. Once I learned that you could do that, it kind of changed how I look at Noe. Should I use the second seal on Olivia? No way. Not worth it. She doesn't need any more stats. She doesn't need to change classes. All I need her to do is just dance. I'm not spending 1,000 gold second sealing a character when the only thing that they need to do is just use the dance command. Noe's speed modifier is also -2. Ooh, I did not know that. You get +4 speed with the Dragonstone Plus. Am I going to need a Master Seal for Owain? Yeah, but I'm at the point in the game where I can buy infinite Master Seals, and also like enemies drop them. Like there's just a bunch of enemies that drop them as well in the mid to late game chapters. So I'll either have one or I can buy one for very cheap. I could give those strength drops to Lucina if she's still having strength issues. Honestly, Lucina's offense has picked up. She's still in situations where she's not like guaranteeing kills, and she needs to sometimes rely on either crits or dual strikes. But before, her stats were so bad that like even with effective weapons and even with crits and dual strikes, like she couldn't get kills because she was dealing like 6 damage. So she could deal like 6 damage or 18 damage against enemies who had like 60 HP. But anyway, I'm gonna go, I think I'm going to make some Atlantic fresh caught salmon. And I have green beans as well. I bought fresh green beans that I can cook in the oven. For everyone else, I highly recommend you drink some water and eat healthy if you can, and exercise and take good care of your health, because it's the most important thing. Your health is the most important thing. So, and I genuinely, more than likes and views and subscribes, I want everyone here to be healthy and to take care of themselves. But for now, enjoy the rest of your day.